You also dropped your notebook.
I did.
And your pen, I think.
Nope, stats. We're live. Season 4. Yay! Our special guest tonight, actor Mike Trulock. I'm going to tell you all about the show. If you're brand new to the show, because you're watching us on YouTube, talk a little bit about that too. All kinds of hopefully new viewers this season, because we're doing a bunch of cool new stuff. Here's our theme song called the Riveter Groove, unofficially, so it's really a Frogs theme, by composer Cody Shields, who's at Cody_Shields_official on Instagram.
Thank you.
Right? It's a jamming tune.
It's got funk. It's got...
Right? It's a fun story, actually. I asked him, I wanted just to sting, like little Swimming Frogs. Zoom, kind of, just write me a little something.
Yeah.
And he,
whatever.
And so, an hour later, he sends me this 30-second jazz clip. And he goes, I wrote this for your, he goes, I know you like jazz. You know, he's a Gen Zer. We're clearly very Gen X. You can tell by our hats. But digital composer. It's all digital. You know, but I mean, he just knocked it out like an hour. And it's this beautiful 30-second. I use it for commercials. I use it for all this. It's just a great song.
Yeah, the Christmas version too.
And there's a Christmas version
nice.
with church bells and sleigh bells and stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I also want to write a spooky season version for our holiday stuff.
With one of the
Just drop into a minor key and add some yeah.
Kodiak says, greetings and salutations all.
Hey, Kodiak, one of our regular watchers. So, okay, I mentioned, if you watch this on YouTube, welcome, by the way. We want to thank No Budget Productions /Philk Ferret for having us on the YouTube channel. This show airs live Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're watching this anytime during the week, and you get the notification for this when it goes up. We actually do this live on Tuesday nights. So if you want to be part of the show, that is, you want to be asking questions during the show and interacting with us and find out what's going on, we have a different guest every week, various topics. We've had actors, of course, like tonight. We've stuntmen, movie directors, also people like pipe organ repair people, tall ship sailors. We had knife collectors, reenactors. I'm trying to think of all the weird people we've had on before. Oh, we had Bagpiper on here.
We
had a KJ on here.
Yeah, we had a KJ on here. I got a magician coming up here pretty soon. So, if you have questions you want to ask us live, you need to tune into the show on Tuesday nights on Facebook Live. So it's facebook.com/smokingwithfrogs. So, the reason why it's called Smoking with Frogs is I, every week, smoke a cigar. Usually my guest does as well. And so, tonight we'll start by lighting our cigars, and we'll tell you we got some cool stuff that we're starting the season. So, what Mike is smoking, let me actually show you guys up this really close. There's a Macanudo Vintage 2010 Torpedo. And you can see this part of it that's really light right here is actually cedar. It's wrapped in cedar, which we're going to pull off right now. And for you really fancy types, they'll light the cedar spill and then use that to light their cigar. So they don't get the butane taste. The reason why this 2010 is such an interesting cigar, and why I picked it for you because it's kind of a mild cigar, but it's actually been aging for 10 years. So 2010 had record heat in Connecticut and Pennsylvania. Just insanely hot, which made it great for growing tobacco because that they grow in really hot, humid climates. And so this was just an amazing batch, and so they saved it and aged it.
You need some nails, honey.
It's like a bumper crop shape. Have it go?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
What would they call that in viticulture? It would be a good vintage, I guess.
There we go. Yeah, exactly. Like a good vintage. That's exactly it. All right. Is there tape on this cedar? I think there is.
I'm taping with. I hope it's edible glue.
So cigars wrappers are held together with xanthan gum.
Yeah,
they are. It's actually very. So yeah.
Comedian talking about that stuff's in everything.
Right.
That's better.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut you off. Since you're not a cigar guy, I'll go ahead and snap this one for you. You're gonna get just a straight cut because it's torpedo. Let me give you a little wider. There's that for you, and then I cannot find my lighter anymore. The only lighter I have left is my not a lightsaber lighter. From
It's
the not,
probably under the couch. I'll have to dig it.
yeah,
out
from
for
the
you.
not a lightsaber company.
A laser sword.
Yeah, so the actual ignition, the big ignition.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah, it's a Skywalker. I'm gonna wedge cut mine. So what I'm smoking is from the West Tampa Tobacco Company. It is the Attic Series #1. This one has a beautiful footband on it. You guys can, it's so blurry when I try and show off the footbands and stuff too close. But it's dark Maduro, and it smells, we decided, very much like fruit, like plums, and maybe some rare earth or something. It's just kind of...
Yeah.
Got
There's
a-
a thickness to it. There's
It's very sweet smell, this Maduro. So I'm hoping it's not very peppery. Anyhow, I'm having all kinds
You
of
are
issues.
not lit all the way, Mike.
Thank you.
The those again that are brand new to us, that voice in the background is producer Steph. She is our showrunner. She will be fielding your questions to us and
Hello, everybody.
keeping us updated. I'm going to do a wedge cut on mine.
You're better now.
Okay. So, yeah, you were on the show once before.
Yeah.
And back early season 3, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And Cigar didn't get along with you too well. Got a little sick afterwards. But you think so Cigar
Afterwards.
since then?
I did. Yeah, I got to visit a buddy in New York, and he's a big cigar head, so we had a few on his boat, and then again out on Long Island, out in Montauk. It's a good spot for cigars.
It's very expensive to smoke cigars in New York.
Yeah.
So here in California, we have a 63% tobacco
Closer to
tax,
Cuba. Oh yeah.
which is bad. You order cigars in town, they're expensive. That's why I order my stuff online, for the
Right.
most part.
New York is like even.
New York's
Yeah.
like 90%.
Wow.
I remember what amount of
You
cigarette
still have
smoking.
a spot where you're not lit.
Yeah, I can see. I'm trying to.
Well, this cat's in construction, so he might get his on the sly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, no. A lot of people. That's a thing. Remember when cigarettes out here were
You still have a spot.
$5 or $6
Yeah.
a pack? Me.
Yep.
That's just a little dark and cool. I think it's all right. They were $15 a pack. I think cigarettes are like $19 a pack out there.
Yeah.
$22 or something ridiculous. Ooh, that's got a very nice taste to it. All right. So again, both these cigars come from the BL Luxuries Cigar of the Month Club, one of our sponsors. They're based out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. They're amazing. We get a box every month. And there's some really good stuff. In fact, so the Cigar of the Month Club is $30 a month. If you're a cigar person and you're watching this show, the club's $30 a month, plus I think it's like $7 shipping, but it's $30 a month. You get 4 or 5 cigars every month. At least one of the cigars is worth almost $30 by itself. They always do. It's always well worth the price. They did announce recently in an upcoming box they're adding a cigar that they got their hands on. That should you go and try and source it yourself, and you were actually able to buy one, it would cost you $750 a stick.
Wow.
And they're putting it in our $30 box.
Wow.
Right? I'm excited.
Exclusive.
Ooh.
I mean, they put in $34 sticks before. They put in Davidoffs. They put in some really nice cigars before, very expensive ones. You know, they put in one cigar that was $38.95 retail in a $30 box.
Yeah.
Like that's cool, but $750. I'm like,
That's a good return.
I'm excited about that.
Right
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Let's talk about today's
2000%.
holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So every
right.
day has a weird holiday attached to it. And we like to talk about them and discuss them as they are because they're kind of fun. And it gets us a chance to kind of roll into the conversation as we get moving into our challenges and other stuff that are on the show. Today is Alexander Graham Bell Day. 'Cause it's the day he got the patent for the telephone.
Okay.
It is National Be Heard Day. I'm on a video podcast, so I guess I'm being heard by people all over the world. By the way, you do get views from we get people tuned in from Tel Aviv and Dominican Republic,
National
Switzerland.
Be Heard Day is a day for smaller companies to be engaged in and making sure they are seen and heard and make sure they have effective marketing strategies because big companies dominating the advertising market, small businesses often find it hard to be heard.
So it's a good day that I'm branching out to the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's a good time to get
Right.
my voice heard. National Sportsmanship Day.
Little guy getting a leg up.
I think sportsmanship's
Sportsmanship?
important.
Yeah.
But there's nothing worse. The only thing worse than a sore loser is a sore winner.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the people that gloat
You know,
when they
there's
win.
absolutely
God,
something-
can't.
Val says, hi,
Something
guys.
to that.
Jeremy says, yo.
All right, this is Val checking in from the high desert. Jeremy's in Las
Vegas.
Vegas. All right, let's see. It is Peace Corps Day. All right, I don't have much to say about that. Yes, we were talking about this earlier. Today
The Kennedy Initiative.
is Unique Name Day. So we've chosen to have, Richard, Mike, and Stephanie on.
And I countered with, your last name is unique, and we have unique pet names.
Well, my last name is
Sure, yeah.
extremely unique. So I will say now. So your last name is Truelock.
Mm-hmm.
Is that now? What is the origin of that last name? Do you know?
It's English by way of Germany.
Okay.
The etymology on it is my dad from my dad's side when I did the ancestry thing, it's pure British, Wales, Scotland. So.
Stephanie's last name is Hearn, or was Hearn. Now it's Rasner, obviously, but that's just straight Irish.
Yeah.
Clint says, so it's not about rounding up bees for the honey drive? Bee herd?
Bee herd, yes. It's like
And
herding
Aaron
cats
says,
and bees.
Ahoy, hoy, the nose Bell wanted to use instead of hello.
Right, so Bell wanted people to answer the phone ahoy.
Oh, that's right.
Instead of hello.
Yeah.
And his assistant talked him out of it, apparently.
Good job, Watson.
He used to answer the phone mushy mushy. That's how I do it in Japan.
Right, City Morgue.
Okay, so you stab him, we slap him. My last name is Rasner.
Stolen response.
R-A-S-N-E-R.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like we're married or something.
It was Von Rasner,
Oh, okay.
along with the Von Wetzels, and we dropped the on both sides of my family. We dropped
So is
the
that
Von.
German or Dutch, Vaughn?
Von. It's Dutch is usually Van.
Van,
V-A-N.
okay.
We're Von. V-O-N.
Von.
And the Germans, the Austrians. I'm actually from Austria.
Austria, okay.
We're Wieners. We're from Vienna. The Von is if you were of the warrior clans of the Black Forest fighting peoples. That was like a thing. And if you had a scar on your face, you were considered manly because you'd been in
The
battle.
fencing scars.
Right.
Yes.
So after World War II, my family dropped the Von because it was not very popular to be German in the United States. Weird. So we're just Rasner. Now, that being said, there's a website you can type in, how unique is my last name?
Mm-hmm.
And Rasner's like 0.02%. There's the Rasners, we're all related. All of us, even the baseball player, like we're all directly related. There's like one Rasner family, we're it. That's the whole fucking, and we're scattered the states, but there's just maybe 200 of us or 300. And it's a really unique name as far as last names go. My first name, on the other hand, biblical. Like, Michael, Richard, these are very, very common, children's names. So, you're my second favorite archangel after Gabriel.
He who is like God.
Right. So, and Richard is king-like, by the way. So we're just
Right.
right.
Yes, yeah.
Stephanie means crowned.
See, there we go. Get crown, king-like, and godlike. This is right. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Clint, since you're on, all the way up in, I think he's in Sacramento. Clint Harness. Is Clint short for Clinton, or is it just Clint? And what does it mean? Help us out here. That's a pretty. I feel like Clint is an unusual name.
Yeah.
I can think of Clint Howard
And Clint Eastwood.
and Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
And that's about all the Clints I can name in my life.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll pop on with that.
My family name is like that, all traced to one man who came to America. Says Clint.
Okay. But what about your first name, Clint?
There is a slight delay, so I'm sure he'll
Right,
get to
right.
it.
Oh, and last, I always say the food ones for last, because I'm a foodie.
Nice.
So, it's National Flapjack Day.
Ooh.
Which not because last week was National Pancake Day, but one of 3 National Pancake Days that take place in the United States.
Mm-hmm. What is there a difference
Between a
between
flapjack and a pancake? I don't know.
I will look it up.
Is it just regional?
Let's ask the robot overlord. Alexa, what is the difference between a flapjack and a pancake?
From Food24.com, the major difference is that a flapjack is usually sweeter than the pancake and it's a lot more dense, fluffy and much thicker than the thin, floppy pancake.
All right.
All right.
So there's a difference. I've always just flapjack, pancake.
I prefer
According to
flapjack, it turns
Google-
out.
Yeah, apparently I do too.
According to Google, the first thing that comes up, flapjacks, pancakes, and hotcakes are all essentially the same thing. Delicious. The nuance in naming exists depending on where you live and the method in which you
Yeah.
prepare
I think
them.
would be
I
original,
assume it's
yeah.
regional, like
Griddle cakes, you know. I'm
lumberjacks eat flapjacks,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
like that's a
yeah.
flapjack is a fireman kind of thing, or some
Yeah.
cowboys and firemen and lumberjacks. Okay, it is National Crown Roast of Pork Day.
Sure. Okay.
A
That's
crown
gotta
roast
be a
of pork.
specific cut, right?
I'm assuming.
It's the one that has like the things on top.
Like a
Oh, with the
crown.
little chef's
Yeah.
hats on top,
Okay, Crown Roast of
Is that
Pork Day,
I'll show you a picture.
and it is also
on the feet.
National Cereal Day. Now I love. There we go. There's your.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I love cereal. I eat cereal dry in the middle of the night for snacks. I
Yeah.
eat it with my marriage. That's my. I love cereal.
You're Seinfeldian in that one.
I am a cereal fan.
We always have at least 2 varieties on hand to mix it up. Do you like to mix your cereals?
I do. In
Yeah.
fact, I have a mix. So it's funny right now because we have ants here because it's an RV. It's kind of hard to keep.
Yeah.
you know,
Not so
bugs
much
out.
right now. Because
But we do.
In the winter.
But so I just
In the winter.
so I have an airtight container, with a little handle, a little
Sure.
pop spout, all that. So in it right now, at the very bottom is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay.
Just on top of
Good
that
one.
is a box of retro Golden Grams made with real honey. They do a
Oh,
retro
wow.
thing, and then on top of that, I put in my generic Golden Crisp, the little wheat puffy.
Yeah.
I can't know what they're called now.
So one that you didn't say today that I saw on one of the
Oh.
other ones that we check is Sock Monkey Day.
Is it really?
How cool is that?
My grandma made me a sock monkey for the original grain black
Yeah?
bread. So, like she made it herself. Like didn't go buy one. Like actually made the sock. That was pretty cool. I did not
awesome.
know that. I'm sorry I missed that. But yeah, so I have those 3 mixed together right now, and I just
What
check
I'm here
the
for.
thing. So
Yeah.
all right, new for this season 4. So if you guys don't know, our seasons run a year long on this show. I've been doing this show every single week since March of 2020. Just before the pandemic started, I smoked a cigar and said, I'm just going to be out here smoking for at least an hour. So if anybody wants to ask me questions about my life, I'm a nude photographer, I'm a stuntman, I'm an actor, and I have a polyamory relationship. At the time, I was not married yet to Steph. We were in a polyamorous relationship. So if you want to ask questions about any of those things, hit me up. And it's funny, I just watched it again. I watched the show again, the first episode, because it just popped my memories, obviously, this week. And I watched the show, and after much prodding the audience, you should do this all the time. I said, well, maybe I'll do it once a month, and maybe I'll have a guest on once in a while.
Yeah.
So here we are, 157.
Well, literally the next week after we did that, COVID. So we're
Right,
like,
that's a trip.
we need something to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so 107 episodes, actually more than that, 'cause we had 6 specials as well. 107 episodes, 6 specials,
Wow.
75 guests later.
Yeah.
Here we are still doing this show. And I've been doing it every single week. So at the end of the first year, I said, we'll call that season 1, we'll start season 2. And we brought some new things and
Nice.
changed some
Good
stuff
call.
up. And then we did the same thing for season 3, and now here we are in season 4. And so one of the new things I've added for season 4, after we do the holidays of the day, is this day in history. And it's either going to be, every week's either going to be history, like generic history, probably military is my thing. This day in cinema, because I'm a
nice.
huge cinemaphile, and like last week, one of my stunt intern was on watching the show from Indiana, where he lives right now, and he said, "Oh, do you know that on this day the Golden Globes did this?" I was like, "Oh, that I love stuff like that. It's cool."
Nice.
So
And-
Clint says, named after my father, who was named after his father. So not sure where they got it from the start.
Big fan
But
of
it's
it.
just Clinton. It's not
Yeah.
Clinton. It's just Clint. All right, that's cool. So, but I didn't realize the name went back that 3 generations. That's
cool.
that's a ways.
It's 3. It's like
Of course, I am a 3rd generation Dick as well. So to
Oh,
be
yeah?
fair, yeah. Not my father, but my uncle is Richard, and then my
okay.
grandfather, and I believe that goes
My
back. quite a ways, too.
grandfather is Albert Philip Hearn. My father is Albert Philip Hearn. And my mother was like, there's not going to be a third.
Yeah.
Our only family name is a middle name. It's Lee. There's a lot of Lees. Like Jamie
Okay.
Lee and David Lee. Yeah.
So today, though, I decided to do this day in music because I found the most interesting facts. After looking at cinema and looking at regular history, military, and stuff, I found music. So we've got 3 things that I found very fascinating about this specific day in history. 1977, when we were a whopping
I was 3.
2 or 3 years old, yeah. Hotel California by the Eagles hit number 1.
Mm.
Only for a week. That was it. Oddly, it's come back number 1 a few times since then.
Yeah.
Especially the remake when the Hell Freezes Over tour
Yeah,
happened a few years
yeah.
back. But
They got back again.
Eagles hit number 1 with Hotel California. In
Nice.
1985, We Are the World's international release came out
On this day.
on this day in 1985.
Wow,
So
that ruled the airwaves at that time.
it did, and so I will tell you, grew up in Riverside, California,
Mm-hmm.
as did you, I believe. So we went to the same high school. But when I was in, what elementary school did you go to?
I went to Bryant, Grant, and then Pachapa when they opened that up.
Okay, so I went to Victoria Elementary,
Okay.
which is a block from the California School for the Deaf.
Yeah.
Which at the time was the only place that could. Now they've included them in other schools, but back
Yeah.
then. And so we went to this California School of the Deaf, and we learned with them to sign and sing "We Are the World." And I don't remember. I remember "We Are the World," "We Are the Children." Like that's. I remember "World" and "Children." I don't remember the "We Are" part, but I remember those are ingrained. This has now been 40 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
like,
still there.
and
Clint
it's still
says that
ingrained
he
in my
has
head.
grown up with a lot of pressure to create a fourth.
Signs.
A fourth, a Clint the fourth.
Poor guy.
I think so the second, third, fourth, when you get like the fifth, that's actually kind of cool at that
Yeah.
point. Like I am,
Well, the Hank Williams family too. Hank 2 is
Yeah.
and then Hank 3 now is a big.
Well, but then you can also go George Foreman.
oh yeah,
He named
all
all
of his kids were
5 of
George.
his kids George
Yeah,
Foreman.
even the girls. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew my ex was an elementary school teacher. She did early childhood studies, and she had a guy that had his kids were named like Ken, Kenny, Kenneth, and Sir Kenny. Like, I mean, just fuck it. I said this is a 21 plus show because we're smoking cigars. So if you hear me say fuck it, I can do that. And finally, 2 years later, this was big.
So 87.
1987, License to Ill
Oh, nice.
became the first rap album to top the U.S. charts and stayed at number 1 for 7 weeks.
Wow.
Now, I owned License to Ill by the Beastie Boys on vinyl and then
I
on
didn't
cassette.
have it on vinyl. I just had it on cassette.
I had it on vinyl, then on cassette. I can sing, not by heart, but if it's playing,
Mhm.
I can sing every word to every song on that album
Just about
without fail.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul Revere's Ride and
that and
Fight Right to Party and all this.
and the Run DMC one that came out at that time too. I remember Mike Carr. Michael Carr.
Oh yeah, I know Michael Carr. We're another
About
more
10
high
years
school
ago,
buddies.
yeah, about 10 years ago, he bought this. He was real excited. He bought the CD. He was like, "Yeah, let's bust this out and play it." And he put it on, and well, Peter Piper pick pepper. I just started, and just from the get go, every single lyric, it was hilarious.
So Aaron says, my grandfather on my dad's side was Elof, Elauf.
All right, that's a
He
nice
was our
Dutch name.
original
Yeah.
immigrant.
Yeah, that's a very. I mean, her last name is Osterlin, so I'm assuming that's Dutch as well.
Yeah.
I would
And
guess.
then John says, hey guys, how is it going? What are you smoking tonight?
Okay, John Bomer checking in from Pennsylvania. Excuse me, Mike is smoking the Macanudo 2010 vintage Torpedo, which is the age for 10 years. In 2010, they had that really good hot weather up in Pennsylvania and the surrounding areas, and so it made for a bumper crop of amazing tobacco. They aged for 10 years and rolled out torpedoes. I am smoking. This is, I got to tell you, if you have not tried this, by the way, John, get your ass over to Harrisburg Beer and Cigars, pick one up. This is the West Tampa Tobacco Company Attic Series number 1. It's a Maduro. It's very fruity and very rich and not at all peppery. It's just a really nice, and look at this razor sharp burn. I mean, this is like a drawing of a cigar. I mean, it's beautiful. Very much enjoying this. So yeah, License to Ill, though. I remember listening to that album. And of course, I remember I used to read Mad Magazine.
Oh yeah.
And Mad Magazine had a cartoon by one of the relatively famous cartoons in there, but it said, just think, someday today's kids are going to be parents, and their kids have to come up with music that offended, them. Like today, future kids have to come up with music that will offend parents who grew up listening to the Beastie Boys. That was the line. It was today's parents will have to have kids will have to come up with music to offend people, their parents that grew up listening to the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, right.
And I thought it because Beastie Boys, that was offensive. And I'm thinking now to songs like WAP.
Right.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
they did it. Well done. Congratulations. You made music worse than we had that is more offensive than what
John
we did.
says, I've heard amazing things about the Attic series.
It's really good.
Aaron says it's Swedish. The original spelling of my
Swedish.
last name had the dots over the O.
Okay, so I say Swedish or Dutch. I knew it was somewhere, I mean, it's like Olaf. I was thinking,
Is that an umlaut?
Umlaut, yes. The double dots is the
Umlaut.
Which, speaking of music and of that era, Motley Crue just added the umlauts. They thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
They don't actually mean it. You can't
Well,
pronounce-
that whole thing was it Johnny Marr?
Yeah.
It was his idea for the name of that.
Yeah.
Like I read The Dirt too.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the movie on.
I have not
Netflix.
seen it, but I heard it was really.
It's
good.
worth it. Yeah, it's worth
Is
it.
it? Okay.
It's fun. Check it out.
I will. Well, yeah, again.
Yeah.
So,
It's a good read too, man. It's a trip. Those people are messed up.
this isn't always the Gen X show. Just have to be the Gen X show tonight. But yeah, I remember. So I can. And it's funny. So I mentioned I'm not a rap guy. I don't listen to a lot of rap. But that being said, like when Vanilla Ice was on the radio, I can do all of Ice Ice Baby too. I love Run DMC. I like, especially the cover of Walk This Way with Aerosmith.
Aerosmith.
I remember the video for that.
I got strangely into Ice-T. He was. I like 6 in the morning. And
So it's funny. So
now he's known as an actor.
right.
Law and Order.
I used to be a police officer. So for a long time, I hated gangster rap because it was all he's killed white cop kind of thing. I was like, oh fuck you. And then someone at some point in one of my college classes, late college classes, said that rap, urban rap, gangster rap specifically, is a modern version of storytelling, of tribal storytelling.
Yeah.
And it's about their story and what they do. And I listened to it with a different perspective. So my Uncle Rick, who some of you guys know is one of Bruce Lee's students and an Oscar winner and a just really cool guy, gave me a cassette tape of NWA's Straight Outta Compton. And I thought A Bitch is a Bitch was just a funny song, and I kind of laughed on. But I started listening to like Fuck the Police and Straight Outta
Rick Rubin.
Compton.
No, I'm sorry.
Right? No. Rick Wetzel actually. And I started listening, and I really learned to appreciate it.
Yeah.
It was, and the quality. So I have this theory that anything Dr. Dre touches
Interior rhymes. The
turns
beard.
to it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a ghetto bird. And Dre, just also being accused of murder and on trial for it, happens to be one of the best producers in this music video.
It's fucking close.
It is close. That's odd.
You found me. Man.
So we got lost in the canyon, maybe.
Oh.
So Jeremy says I was at the game store and they had the classic rock station on with bands like Sublime and Linkin Park.
Oh yeah,
And I am old.
fucking
Yeah,
kills
yeah.
me. I listened to Cola 99.9, which is our
Yeah.
local. And when
It was the oldie station.
when we were in high school, they were playing like
50s and 60s.
the Beach Boys,
Yeah.
and now they're playing Lady Gaga, and I'm like, because the first time I heard Guns N' Roses on Cola,
Yeah.
I cried.
Yeah.
I was just like,
It was heartbreaking.
The
Oh.
newest song that they've been playing on there, I think, is about 12 years old,
They
which
play-
doesn't seem long enough.
they play a lot of Katy Perry and a lot of Lady Gaga and a lot of
doesn't,
just.
does it?
No.
Um,
But yeah, no, but we've looked up the dates.
Yeah.
And they're early 2000s.
Well, yeah, that
So,
means that you're like, okay, that's 20 years ago. I guess
The refreshes are happening too
Yeah.
quickly.
I feel like 20, 25 years. I guess I figure that does kind
But
of
not-
count as classic.
Not fucking
Not 10 years
not
ago. Like, that's
12,
not-
Well, in the
Yeah.
90s, the 60s, and the 70s became cool again. Like with the flares and all
Right,
that.
right.
And
Oh yeah, everything 90s is.
Yeah, and
Clint
then now
says
it's- yeah,
if their
90s.
parents are offended by WAP, they probably didn't listen to Beastie Boys.
That's probably true too. I'm not offended by a lot of music. I'm bored with a lot of music. A lot of the hip hop and R&B that is the stuff like what feels very
so
low,
repetitive.
and it feels very low.
For-
Low effort to me. Yes,
Okay.
exactly it. I really like songs with emotion. I'm a big fan of emotive ballads. I like Hozier a lot, as far as new artists go, or Louis Capaldi, people that put like their soul into the music.
so Scottish.
Ed Sheeran, I like people that put some really just effort into the music. And but I still love my metal. I love David Draymond, Disturbed. Like he puts effort into his music. Like
Yeah.
he screams and he yells and he cries and
Yes.
you feel that he's into it. He's not just going through the motions.
Yeah, and there's actual musicality to it. It's
Right, which is my other thing too. I've been
thrashing it out.
ever since Despacito. I've been into reggaeton. I don't speak any Spanish particularly, other than the regular California Spanish we all speak. But I've really been enjoying reggaeton because there's so much musicality to it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was in band. I was a band kid. I like
Yeah, yeah.
music. It was the thing.
That's right.
I was the band geek. I was band and theater geek, so to be
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, you crossed that bridge.
I did.
Aaron says the new American Girl vintage doll is from the 90s.
Right. Well, and someone said, I saw a post on Facebook or someone said, like,
Flannel and
one of my kids referred to
Docs.
something as the late 1900s, like the 80s,
Yeah.
the late 1900s, and I felt like, because when we say late 1900s, we're thinking 1910. That's the
Yeah.
late 1900s, but they meant the late 1900s as the,
Yeah.
like when we
Our
say
lifetime.
late 1800s, we mean the Civil War, and
Yeah.
they say late 1900s, that's they mean like Vietnam
our
and
life.
through the
Yeah.
first Gulf War, like it kills. But
Like I'll be 32 this year,
yes.
and like, yeah, they make me feel old.
Well, the thing is, I only feel old when someone's something like that when they go, the 80s were 50 years ago, and I go, ugh. But then I'm like,
I make you feel old all the time.
you do sometimes, but the truth is, I don't feel old as a human being. Like, I feel like, you talk about this,
Yeah.
you're in your 30s, but for 2 of those 3 decades, you've been alive. And for you, you're just entering your 3rd decade.
Yeah.
For 2 of those 3 decades, you couldn't take care of yourself, vote, rent a car. It's only really in your 25, 27 on to, like,
Now.
now that you start becoming an adult and learning what it is to, so you really don't become yourself until then, I think.
Yeah. Oh, it's weird.
Kodiak says, "Hey, you kids, get off my cyber lawn."
Says the guy who
We
plays
are,
more
we,
video,
are, we are some grumpy old men.
the guy who plays more video games than I do. So, he's our guest every year on Spooky Season. He talks about horror video games.
Oh, nice.
And, by the way, Kodiak, I was at Little Havana this past weekend, and the rules don't always necessarily apply to us, by the way, so I'll talk to you about that later. But they do have in the front humidor, the one you can go into, you can't go smoke in the rooms, but if you're ever driving by there, he has like 9 different Sinestro Last Cowboy lines, including one I took a picture for you. It's huge. It's like a 7 or 8 inch, and it's shaped like a bullet almost. It's just, I'll send you pictures. I took pictures for you, but he's got a bunch of Sinestro Last Cowboys, and I know that you're a big fan of those cigars.
He's bringing me coffee tomorrow
Oh, good.
because tomorrow is International Women's Day.
It is
Nice.
International Women's Day, which
Change out my display.
I always think of Deadpool. Did you see the first Deadpool movie?
Yeah.
And they're going to the holidays. They're doing they're playing Calendar Girl. And January, and then February is Valentine's Day, and then March is International Women's Day, and she's got the strap on.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
right.
like- and he goes, oh, yeah. I just makes me laugh. So International Women's Day will always forever be immortalized by Ryan Reynolds and
Okay.
Deadpool.
Anyway.
How are you enjoying that cigar? Is the flavor good?
Yeah. No, it's nice. It's light, like you said.
Yeah.
There's nothing too overwhelming about it. But there's
You're getting a nice even burn, it looks like. A nice good draw.
yeah. That one little extra light I had to do just brought it all together.
Sometimes you
It's,
have to do a touch-up. That happens.
Yeah. But it's a little fruity, but it's mostly like it's got some floral qualities to it.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like like prairie grass almost.
Fair enough.
So it is 8:33. I did not hear the Robot Overlord do the boing.
She didn't do the boing.
For the 8:30?
Yeah, 8:30 is time for our challenge. I'm surprised the Robot Overlord did. I may have been because I asked her on something maybe around that time.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to keep checking, make sure the 9:31 goes off. All right, well, 8:30 means it's time for our weekly challenge. Now, this is something we've been doing since season 3, and it is a new thing for us. Well, it's a year old now. I don't know what the challenge is. The guests know what the challenge is. Only producer Steph knows the challenge. She comes with the challenge. They've been everything from holding our breath to trying to add water to a cup to drawing challenges to trivia challenges to music and movie challenges. What do we have tonight?
Okay, so before I say what the challenge is, Aaron says, one of the reasons I broke up with my ex is because I was turning 25. And my mom was joking about, how's my quarter of a century girl? And I was like, damn, is this how I want my next quarter to be like? And the answer was no.
Fair enough. I'm pushing a half. My brother just turned
Assessment
50
milestones, man.
last month.
Oh yeah.
And he's 2 years and 8 months older than I am. So I'm pushing 50 here pretty soon too, which I'm excited about 50. I think 50 is going to be a good year for me.
I think so.
I feel good about it.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not either. Again, I'm still doing the pirate thing. I'm just opening my own stunt
How old are you
academy.
going to be this year?
That's awesome.
I'll be 48 this year.
48, I was going to say.
But I just opened my own stunt academy. I'm doing this. I moved from being a stunt man into being a
Saw
stunt
that.
coordinator
Yeah.
more often. As you know, I did the stunt, helping you
great.
do your stunts for Rain Cross.
Right, I got to do your makeup. It was fun.
Yeah. So we'll talk a little bit about Rain Cross after the challenge break.
Sure.
Now, did you do challenge last time you were on? I think you did, because it was season 3.
Yeah. What did we do? Was it? I don't think we did a staring contest. It took some time. Was it a breath holding challenge? It might have been holding.
I think I did. No, I did the breath holding challenge with the bagpiper. I thought
I think
Oh my
so.
god, that must have been tough.
it was. He won.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was probably a trivia challenge. I don't
I don't know. Okay, I'll have to look it up. I can't remember what episode you were on. What I think it was.
Uh-oh. Okay, we're getting paper.
Oh God! All right, hang on. Let me tap this ash. Which I just want to show you guys this really quick.
I'll show you
It's
mine,
amazing.
too.
But I'll
It's
go
not
ahead
as far along.
and tap my ash. All right.
You guys told me that you wanted to see more drawing challenges, so you get a drawing challenge.
Oh boy.
I can use. I'll use. Do I need colored pencils, or can I just use my pen?
You can just use your pen if you want to. They're just there if you want them.
All right.
I will use a
I
colored
always-
pencil.
I
Get
always-
back in frame, sorry.
I can adjust a little better here
I'm
too.
good. You know, man.
So
All right. What's our challenge today?
we're going to do another 5-minute drawing challenge. I'm
Okay.
going to spin the wheel. The wheel I used last time that gives you an adjective with an animal. You know,
Okay.
So.
Oh
King-
yeah,
King kangaroo, fancy frog.
I got scary
You
cat.
guys got
Scary
crazy
cat?
cats.
Crazy
you
cat.
and
last
Poa,
time.
or you had to draw crazy cats.
Okay. So you're gonna draw an action and an animal. Is that what we're working at here?
Yeah. No.
And then we have 5 minutes to draw it.
Spin the wheel. Hit spin.
Oh, spin. Spin.
All right.
King kangaroo.
Hey.
King. Okay. You write it down here. King.
So 5 minutes starting now.
Gosh, I've never drawn a kangaroo in my lifetime. I'm not even sure. I guess I'm gonna have to draw ears and drawing a crown. Oh shoot! I did something stupid. For me.
What?
Well, I drew a ducal cornet because that's what he thinks of for Burger King. So technically, this is a Duke kangaroo and not a King kangaroo.
Aaron says, "Ooh, baby, tap that ash."
I think, yeah, this is not the right type of crown for a king, if we're being very honest. But whatever. Let's see. Oh my God, this is a dinosaur.
So I want you to know that I almost.
Are you drawing dinosaur too? Okay.
Pretty much, I wouldn't
So I
worry
want
about
you
it.
to know that I almost added an extra element to this, and then I decided that would have been mean, and I decided not to.
What element were you going to add?
I was going to have you switch halfway through and draw on each other's.
No, God, I can barely do this. So
That may happen in the future
they've got
on some other drawing challenge.
little arms, right?
Oh god, it looks like Bart Simpson.
Mine looks like Barty with a bad nose job.
Yeah.
Let's give him a scepter.
Should we give him a Prince Joey?
He's the King of Hearts. He's got a
That's what I was
scepter.
gonna say. I cannot. draw
However
at all.
you interpret it. I don't. Even if it is a ducal crown.
It's a ducal cornet because it's the type. When I said sometimes I draw a crown, I draw a crown. I draw the ducal cornet 'cause it's the Burger King crown. But Burger King is not a Burger King. He's a Burger Duke because that is not. It's a ducal cornet.
I drew
That
a
is a
ducal
hill
cornet
you'll
too.
die on.
The King crown, you know, King and Queen, they have it's the cross on the top with the purple velvet or the red velvet,
Right.
and then a little cross on top of that. That's a King crown. The one with the points and spikes and the round things is a cornet. Oh, I guess I should give him a belly.
Okay.
Oh, I almost added a pouch. That would make it a queen kangaroo. No pouch.
Damn it. Alright, well mine's gonna be the Woman King from the
draw a pouch?
recent movie. Not anymore.
However you want to interpret it.
I gave him balls.
Interpret it.
I gave him balls because I've seen kangaroos and their junk hangs way the fuck down. Like
Yeah,
you
oh, they
cannot.
got some big
They
old,
have got junk.
Some big old units.
I was in Australia and I went and saw the kangaroo farm. It was very interesting.
We just started watching a new show called Animal Control that has
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
McHale.
On Hulu, yeah. That one's...
And in the last episode, one of the animal control people got punched by a kangaroo.
Wow, I'm glad you gave me 5 minutes because I can just keep making this worse.
See, I told you complain every time.
No, yes, I complain because I always lose. But it sounds like Mike's the same boat I am. So
Oh, I just can't draw.
yeah, well, I'm a photographer. I'm a nude photographer, and the reason I'm a photographer
There's
is
a reason you take pictures.
I can't draw stick figures even, and much less animals. Now, my crazy cat turned out pretty. I actually beat Poe with Crazy Cat. My crazy cat was better than Poe's. But this is definitely
This is
definitely Duke Dinosaur and not King Kangaroo. I want you to know that this is fucking not.
This is absolutely, yeah.
I think the leg's wrong. I think is part of the problem. I think it is the.
Kodiak says, "How dare you assume that kangaroo pronouns?"
Because it's supposed to be a king, and that's
Can be a drag king, a drag queen. Like,
There you go.
well, there is that. Isn't that the new Woman King? There's a movie about a woman king.
Yeah,
Something
that's
like
what I
that.
was just talking about.
you have a minute and 5 seconds.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we'll just add some background, I guess.
And it's your picture. You do what you want.
Maybe a throne back here or something.
I will give a vanishing point there. What do they call that?
Right. Add some. Add a throne.
Maybe a little push down here.
Background here. Maybe add some tapestries.
If you guys want, draw a king kangaroo. Time
Yeah.
yourself for 5
Anybody at
minutes.
home want to play this and add it? You can put it in the pond
Put
afterwards.
it in the pond afterwards.
Once again, if you're new,
We'll put Uluru in the background there.
the pond is our Facebook group. Smelly Frogs presents the pond, or Ribbeter Nation, which is what we call you guys, the Ribbiters out there in the pond. And you can interact with the show after hours, after the show time, and do stuff and suggest
10
ideas.
seconds.
Here, I'll sign it.
That'd be frantic. That'd be frantic.
Like Picasso.
Yeah, there you go. MT. Like my head. Empty-headed fool.
All right.
That's my hip-hop name.
I think we're both done.
Okay.
Oh.
Timer off.
Should we turn it off?
All right.
Or we just keep it in there?
It doesn't really
You
matter.
can just keep it in there. That's fine.
Okay. All right. You're the guest. I'll let you go first.
Oh, good gravy. A dingo ate my Joey. He's standing in front of Uluru. And he does have a pouch.
I love it.
I started to draw the pouch and then went, no. So here's my Barney the Kangaroo Duke.
I like how they're both sideways.
Sideways.
Yeah, let me,
But you gotta get the tail in there. It
Put
is
it
right.
together.
It's
Yeah,
side
let
by
me
side,
see.
absolutely.
It's cool. Yeah, that's
Mine almost looks like a puppy dog.
I think it's very interesting that we both. I didn't advocate, but we both
Right.
did.
Put them both up to the camera.
We both did a ducal crown. We both did a scepter. I mean, we both did the same drawing with no.
Boy, did we have a similar education
Right?
drawing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pick yours because
Oh,
you
yeah.
had it saying something and you gave it a cape.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
You win. But mine had balls, and that's important.
It is important.
Mine at least is a boy. Didn't have a pouch.
You guys at home, you could choose a winner, but
Yes.
my winner is Mike.
All right, let's hand that back to you. Just a
I
second.
will.
Um,
Thank you, guys.
So what
Fun
did you think of
competition.
that challenge?
Well, that was an excellent challenge. I hope I need to relax.
We will take pictures with high contrast visibility, put them in the pond tonight as well.
As well as the Mad Lib later.
Oh, that's going to be fun. I'm excited about that.
I will probably, when I download this video later, I'll add some text on it. I can maybe add the links on the bottom before it goes up on YouTube.
That's exciting.
I am excited. So
Season 4 YouTube development.
yeah, we're partnering with No Budget Productions, who is also going to be airing Raincross. Let's talk about Raincross a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So Raincross is a Star Trek fan production where I am the stunt master and prop master, and Stephanie is the makeup artist.
Mm-hmm.
We also appear as characters on the show. I am Lieutenant Vincent Kyle, and she is Kenton.
Kenton, yes. Sorry, it took me a second.
And
Oh,
Mike
man,
has
I can't
appeared,
remember either of my characters.
was
names.
a
It's
guest
terrible.
star on season 1 and on season 2.
Mhm.
And there are some behind the videos already on No Budget Productions of Raincross Behind the Scenes. The actual series is not yet aired. It actually, season 1 airs in about a month from now. We'll have episode 1 up from season 1. And then
2 different characters, both makeups were excellent.
that's Kostectin.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
Added some fun tattoo
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the side of your head.
Yeah, I
that
got
was-
some face tattoos.
That was
awesome.
my suggestion. I'm really
Mhm.
glad that worked out because I really liked the way that
It was
turned
your suggestion. You gave me a premise.
out. I used first for face tattoo and the style in which it should be done.
Right.
Which was Star Wars characters when we were doing Star Trek. I thought I love the Star Wars.
Hilarious,
I like the
yeah.
way that looks.
Yeah.
It's a good look, and I thought it was
Yeah,
really
it's a nice
cool.
crossover. They're friendly.
So anyway, we are on Raincross, which is a Star Trek fan production, and this channel, arguably the YouTube channel we're on, No Budget Productions, primarily is Star Chronicles and other Axnar and a bunch of other Star Trek stuff. They also do Nerd and Taxoma and What the Flash and a bunch of other
Oh, fun.
nerd-related type
Yeah.
weekly shows. And so they approached me, Vance. Oh, this is actually it's youtube.com/VanceMania is actually the URL. Vance approached me and said, hey, I want to do a weekly show, and you guys always talk about Marvel and Star Wars. And because no matter what, this is an Ask Anything show. You guys ask whatever you want, but inevitably we end up with media because it's just, right now it's music. We've been doing how old we all are. But it's a geek show because I'm a geek host, and I have a lot of geek
These
friends.
are geek friends, yeah.
And so he said, that'd be a
Geeks
perfect
who
show.
get
We want a
kids.
weekly show. You guys are very consistent. That you do it every single week and have been for 4 years or 3 years now.
That's
So,
impressive right there. Even on the road, I love that.
Yeah, in fact, next
only
week-
missed 2.
That's incredible, man.
I missed a couple. I missed 3, I think. We decided.
3.
But I
Still,
Yeah.
not bad.
It's been interesting for him to watch when I've hosted and
Oh,
had
yeah.
a guest.
yeah, like when I've been in the hospital or when I was.
That's
when I
right,
was-
yeah.
I went across country. Next week, actually, this may be the first. Of course, I said, yeah, we're consistent. We're every Tuesday. Except next week, we may end doing the show Wednesday, which means it might be delayed on the channel either the next day or another week because Wednesday is supposed to be the air date. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm doing an out of town next week. I'll be up in Victorville doing a show to promote the High Desert Pirate Fair up there. I believe I'm working on that right now. Logistically not work. I may be doing a Tuesday show here and just talking about the fair. I'm not really sure how it's going to work yet.
Gotcha.
The theory is going to do a 7 o'clock show on a Wednesday instead of an 8 o'clock show on a Tuesday. But we'll see. I don't know yet. I just still got to
We
talk
always
to
let you guys know in advance.
especially if you're on the pond, or you just definitely follow Smoking the Frogs on Facebook. Facebook.com/Smoking the Frogs, and you'll know when we do a event page, usually on Sunday or Monday. Occasionally, we'll do it as late as Tuesday morning, but usually it's within a day or two before the show.
Jeremy is asking, by the way, when are you going to be in Las Vegas for Pirate Fair?
So I'm going to come up probably Wednesday or Thursday. Probably Thursday morning. Because set up until Friday that day. But I'll probably come up Thursday. And I'd like to stay the night at your place there in Vegas. That's okay. And then, of course, the following week, I'm definitely staying with you guys for Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday, we're doing a show on the road again from Las Vegas.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool. Vegas show.
our
We
guest,
have a 3-state, 3-weekend tour
yeah. So for the guys that don't know,
Wow.
again, if you're new to the show,
for fair.
I run a pirate group called Clan Darksail. We're doing the High Desert Pirate Fest in Victorville, California next weekend.
It's in Hesperia, California.
Hesperia, California. The following weekend is Las Vegas Pirate Fest in North Las Vegas, Nevada, and the weekend after that is the London Bridge Renaissance Fair in Lake Havasu, Arizona. So 3 weekends, 3 states. So I'm going to stay in. I'm going to go
Whirlwind.
I am going to come back home after Hesperia, but I'm going to go directly from Vegas to London Bridge. There's no point in driving home. So Tuesday night we'll do the show from the balcony at Jeremy's house that we did last year. Last year, Adam Body Juggler was our guest, and Laura Beth was our producer.
I love that
Steph
dude.
wasn't there. We're doing the exact opposite. Adam's going to be the producer, and Laura Beth is going to be the guest this year. So
I wish you guys luck.
I wish us luck too. I have no idea. It's hard to do a show without Steph. She is the glue that keeps the show together, absolutely 100%.
Yeah, I've noticed.
So everyone else knows this too, especially when I'm on the road. But yeah, we do the show every single week, so we're working on that. I will keep you guys posted. But definitely follow us on Facebook, like our Smoking Frogs page, and then if you want to be more involved in the show, please join the Pond, the Riveter Nation, because that's where we post stuff afterwards. And if we've talked about it on the show, or if a guest has been a plug, like a new show they're in, or their own podcast, or whatever, we post that in the Pond as well. So
let's bring it back. Let's go back to Raincross.
Yeah.
Well, so Raincross again. The debut episode should be out in the next month or two. We're going to do a cast viewing party.
That's exciting.
In Riverside, California, and then it will go up, I think, the following week on YouTube. And then I believe episodes will be once a month, again, on the Vancemania channel, No Budget Productions / Filk Ferret.
You going to live stream the viewing time?
I don't know. I'll have to talk to people that are better at that kind of stuff than I am.
Right. I'm with you there. I mean, even just like a preview.
I do know that they do when the episodes go the first time they go on the YouTube channel, that they do a live viewing where you can comment live.
Oh, cool!
What's going
Nice one.
on. That's kind of fun.
You know what would also be fun would be to get kind of like a talking Raincross type of thing, where an after show.
We've talked about that. I actually, again, was going to do an episode here where we had to have a bunch of people.
Right.
We didn't have a chance to. We only had 1 or 2 people on, but. I want to do more of that once the show has come out. We can start talking about it because we can not spoil it, and we can talk about things that have happened.
Good call.
Aaron is saying for Spring Esco, we totally need to do a special edition at Lord Puffers.
We could probably do that, like a Saturday night episode.
Yeah,
like a half episode. Yeah, I love doing specials, so we'll set that up. Spring Esco's coming very soon. So, Mike, you're an actor, obviously.
Yes, sir.
What shows have you done lately, and what shows do you have coming up?
The most recent show I did was a really fun one out in Chino. It was called Jewtalion. It was an original world premiere, written by 2 local kind of doyens of the Inland
Empire?
Of the Inland Empire theater scene, Frank Bonanno and Daryl Mendelsohn. And it was a really beautiful little story about lifelong friendship. 2 kids meet at a theater camp back in the 60s, and their life up until now.
Is it a true story, I'm assuming? Is it
loosely based, because the guys have actually only known each other for about 20 years, so there's some embellishment on how long.
Okay, fair enough.
But it's really sweet. It's a little, it's just the point of view of both families. Like the first bit is holidays concerning the Jewish traditions and
right.
the Italian kind of Catholic traditions, and then then it comes into us as adults, and it's funny. There's a lot of singing nuns and goofiness. And I auditioned for it, but I didn't get it. Misery, darn it.
Oh, we were just talking about.
Yeah,
that.
we were talking about that on last week's show.
Yeah,
or 2 weeks
yeah.
ago. Wait,
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
That's awesome. But yeah,
do you have a dream role, theater-wise?
that was it. Misery. No, I'm.
Damn it.
No. I'm kind of aged out of some of the dream roles, like Kowalski, but I could play his buddy, one of his poker buddies. I don't know, because nothing Shakespeare really stands out to me. Maybe Fun Home for a musical. I'm a little heavy for that role, but
I got to play. I was the dentist in Little Shop of Horrors. And,
that's a fun one.
Understudying Seymour.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that one. That was good.
That'd be a fun one.
But my new theater goal,
yeah,
I'd like to do, it's very recent, is the Moulin Rouge. I want to play Ziegler. I think Ziegler is just, first of all, I already have the curly. My mustache is curly right now. I've been playing Robert Louis Stevenson all week for the Dickens Festival stuff. But I normally have a very curly mustache.
Is that the Broadbent? Jim Broadbent?
Yeah.
From
Yes, correct. Yeah. Everything's going so well.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
I think he's just a great. He has a curly mustache already. He's a very cool character. But they've done a musical now, Moulin Rouge, which is definitely got to see, and I have not seen
I got to
it.
go see it. Oh, it was phenomenal.
They've updated the music, brought in some more modern tunes because
cool.
the original film's now 20 plus years.
Yeah, I got to go see it in right after Thanksgiving.
So when I was younger, I was in the movie Strictly Ballroom.
Oh,
which
really?
is Baz Luhrmann's first film.
Yeah.
And then he went on to do Romeo and Juliet and Moulin Rouge and now the Elvis film. That's
Yeah,
his,
yeah.
that's his jam. Because I love Moulin Rouge. I saw it in theaters, and I remember thinking at the time they should make this a musical. And if they ever do, I want to play Ziegler. And then they made it a musical, and I'm like, okay, now I have a goal because I'm the right size, the right age. I've got
Yeah.
a curly mustache already. Like, bring me that role. I
The
want.
right tenor. Yeah.
I want. Yeah, right. I want that role. I
be
really
fun.
think it'd be a fun role.
I could do Toulouse-Lautrec. I taught myself.
Get on your knees and walk
Yeah,
around.
just be on the
I only
knees.
speak the truth.
Sorry, we did a Toulouse-Lautrec joke in the murder mystery we just.
Oh, nice.
I just wrote and performed in a murder mystery last weekend,
Which
where I played Robert Louis
congratulations. That
Stevenson.
sounds fun.
It was my first. I've written screenplays for television. I've read actually some stuff for Ring Cross and some in-scene stuff, and I wrote a whole script, fun holodeck script. But I grew up. I started at Romper Room
Oh, wow.
I grew up
Domper,
in-
Stomper, Domper, Deal.
in television and movies. I've been in a
I always wanted to call my name.
right. Oh, they called man. Me and my brother were both. I've been in commercials and movies. I've been in 30 or 40 movies. Some very Last Action Hero. I've been in She's All That. I've done just a lot of Teach Miss Tingle. I've been in a bunch of films. So I think in terms of TV and theater and movies. This is my first time ever writing theater, and specifically theater in the round. And it's because it's literally we have a seance table and the audience is sitting around it.
Oh, wow.
And then it was also interactive, sort of improv murder mystery. I've never written a murder mystery either. So it was the sequel to a murder mystery we'd done earlier in the year. So I kind of had some characters to draw off and some things that we added.
And some tropes to draw.
But we
on.
added, five of the characters are the same, four of the characters are the same, and the other six are brand new. So it was like, and there's 10 actors or 11 actors that play this.
Right. So
part.
if you hadn't seen the first one, you could still understand it. But if you had seen the first one,
There's some
there
callbacks and fun
like-
stuff.
Oh, fun.
But 11 actors or 10 actors is a big production. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people, a lot of characters, and a bunch of plot twists. And so it was very cool. And some guests had been to both the two versions of the first play we put on, and then this one said this was their favorite one. They really enjoyed this. Because we did the original play last year, then we
We did the
redid.
original play last year in October, and then in this past January that we just had, we did it again with a different ending.
Different ending, and we removed Mary
Yeah.
Shelley from the cast.
Oh,
so
fun.
we did it. So it was the same but different. And then this one was again a sequel to that one with a couple of the same characters, but then a lot of this was set. The first one was set in London. This was set in America. So we had
So
Wyatt
we
Earp.
set at our home.
Yeah,
the
set the
Stevenson's home.
Stevenson's home in Monterey, California. So we had Wyatt Earp, Billy the Kid, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, the suffragette,
Nice.
and
Poe.
well, yeah. So we also had
Oh,
Poe
of course,
and Houdini.
Poe.
That was our new guest. Was Houdini,
Oh,
who was
nice.
played by Mike Eastman, who will be on the show later as a magician, and he'll be on the show I think in April, I believe.
And Marie Laveau.
And Marie Laveau, that was our other. Yeah, it was a big cast. Because we also had the two Stevensons, Doyle, Abernathy, Cora Ryan. Like there's a
Yeah.
bunch of. It was a big.
Yeah, no, it looked like a great cast.
So
That's
it was fun. That was my first, and it went really well. I was surprised it went as well as it did because we had last minute cast changes. But yeah, so I guess I'm a writer now too. Who knew? This is a really good cigar. I really
This
enjoy
one's getting interesting.
They do change the cigars. You get the first third, second third, and
Yeah.
final third. Are they do change?
Yeah, this
flavors.
one's getting a little there's little chocolate undertones coming through. There's some
nice.
Do you
Like,
feel like it needs a purge?
I don't think he'd know what it.
No, you.
Oh, me? No, this is not bitter at all. Like this is not.
There's some leather notes. There's some. It's good.
Yeah, this is very mellow. Like
There's nothing bitter on it.
this is like raisins and prunes and dark chocolate. It's just very,
Yeah.
very sweet. I've never had a cigar quite this sweet that isn't a sweetened cigar. This is just really. Now I'm a little bit congested too, so maybe I'm not tasting everything, but there's definitely no pepper. There's no spice in this at all.
Touch of cognac.
That's the only cigar Steph will smoke really cognac infused. She likes those. And then the blueberry infused from Tatiana.
What did I say? I thought it was a good move. I saw this dude in the movie once dip his cigar with cognac and just go like. Wow.
So most people, so it's funny. Before cigar glue was a thing, you dip your cigar in your whiskey brandy. First of all, it gives you a little flavored tip.
Yeah.
With something the moisture helps keep the cap from unraveling.
Ah.
Now that we have the xanthan gums, the modern cigar glues, they don't do that as much. But a lot of people still do that. That's very popular, obviously, to drink and dip it, and you get
Sure.
a flavor thing.
I
And
mean,
of course,
they
it's-
literally make cups that hold your cigar.
Yeah, I have whiskey cups that hold your cigar.
Oh, that's funny.
Cigars pair well with different drinks. Obviously, hot chocolate is good, coffee is good, tea is good,
nice, yeah.
and of course different alcohols. Dr Pepper cream soda. This is the regular Dr Pepper cream. Dr Pepper cream soda pairs extremely well with almost every cigar I've ever had. It's amazing.
Depth of flavor.
Well, you try different things and see what you like. And I've had things so I will tell you the one thing does not pair with any cigar, and I verified this myself. Energy drinks do not pair with cigars.
Oh,
It just,
energy drinks don't pair well with anything.
well, yeah, it's just too strong a flavor. It
Yeah,
just comes, it just
yeah.
makes your mouth kind of. Blah, blah, blah.
like-
So, but
How did that go?
like when you give a cat a pickle, and he goes,
That's what they're like. They're like an electric pickle.
yeah. So, but you can try different pairings and kind of stuff. I do recommend if you're new to cigar smoking that you pair it with something that has sugar in it, or you will get sick. Nicotine, if you're not used to having lots of nicotine in your system, you can get very cigar sick. And so they recommend,
That's what happened to me last.
yeah, Coca-Cola, Dr Pepper,
I
hot
think
chocolate.
he gave you a cigar that had. hot
It was a Habano wrapper,
Habano.
and a
Those are
Habano.
great. I mean, I enjoyed it up until the time when I didn't.
So
You know what I mean?
Habano wrappers are Cuban seed grown elsewhere. That's
Yeah.
the Habano what that means. And they're just very high. It's a very high in nicotine seed. It's
Gotcha.
just and nicotine is not bad for you once your brain's already developed. You should not have nicotine as a teenager. That's fucking for sure. But when you get older,
Right, that's when I smoked most. Yeah.
nicotine is a stimulant,
Yeah.
and it's like caffeine. It's fairly good for you. It doesn't hurt you any at all. It can be addictive, but again, you don't. If you're not inhaling, cigars are inherently not bad for you. But if you've not used to having that much nicotine in your bloodstream at one time, and sugar knocks that out. If you smoke a cigar on an empty stomach, you will get sick. Like that is just a thing that happens. So
That's
This
what
got
it
a
was.
great smoke output too. Like not so the way you have a good cigar, if it gives very little smoke when it's resting, that's good. And then when you take a puff, it gives you a lot of smoke. That's how you can tell a quality
Fuck no, no.
cigar. So this has got great smoke output. And again, the flavor for John, Clint, Kodiak, those are your smoke cigars. You got to try this, man. This is good. This is a fantastic. These retail for about $18. That retails for only about 12 or 14. Actually, that was not 12.
Nice.
It was about $12 cigar. $12.95, I think it said. But these are really, really good.
So, are there any shows coming up that you're looking to audition for? Or
Anything on the horizon? See
Not
Miss
in
Mysteries?
particular. There's I'm taking a break. I'm getting into softball again. So.
Okay.
That's fun.
Yeah. Well, I play in 2 leagues here in town.
What position?
First base and pitcher mostly.
Really?
Yeah,
I used to play. I was
On one team, I played catcher because
in Little League. I did a lot of
Good team.
baseball when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And
I played for about 10 years.
And
This area,
AYSO
okay,
soccer.
nice.
Yeah, I did a lot of soccer.
You guys want to join a softball league?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
The biggest problem is
With
I'm
this
assuming your games are
time.
on weekends,
Yeah.
and we're gone many
Yeah.
weekends out of the year. Like
Yeah.
they're gone the next 3 weekends.
Well,
doing
you know
fairs.
what? I'll put you on the roster as a cover. You know what I mean?
You know,
Yeah. that'd be
winter
fun.
practices, same thing weekends, or
Yeah, we don't really practice. We just kind of show up and
show up and play.
Yeah.
I-
I don't
It's
even
a
have
rec
a-
league,
I don't
man.
even
It's
have a
beer
glove
league.
anymore.
What's that?
I said I don't even have a glove anymore.
Yeah, I need gloves and cleats again, but that'd be something I might.
That's it. We'll provide bats. Just bring your own glove and cleats.
We'll think about it.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
let's
fun.
definitely think about it because honestly, I could probably use more exercise. The only exercise I get
That's kind of
is
what
sword fighting and firing cannons.
Yeah, I walk my dogs every day, and I play softball.
I sword fight. That's
Yeah, I
pretty
grew
much-
up playing.
That's probably
So I
some pretty
played
good.
softball, or t-ball, and
I-
then into softball, and then I stopped.
I did t-ball and baseball. I
Uh,
only ever played softball.
Yeah.
Boys play baseball usually, and then adults play softball.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I stopped at, I think, the end of 8th grade. It stopped being fun
Mm-hmm.
because the coaches got way too competitive.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember AYSO soccer from like age 5 to age 15.
Yeah, I know. I
And,
did ASO soccer. I think I did soccer for like 10, 12 years.
I did for
Yeah,
about
I
10
only did
years.
that for about 3 years, and then got into Little League baseball.
Did you do any sports at school, at Poly?
I played freshman football. That was it.
I did all the sports.
Yeah.
See, you
Yeah,
were a track
sporty
person. All that.
space.
I was in marching band, which that was our sport thing.
Yeah.
I did water
Oh,
polo
yeah.
one season, and I enjoyed
that's
that.
cool.
That was
Yeah.
kind of fun.
Yeah, they still got a good program there.
Yeah, so I did softball.
I think it's still Holmquist. Too.
Oh, Aaron says definitely need the details on that cigar and writing.
I'll
I
post
did,
it. I'll post it in the pond.
I did t-ball, softball. You know, like started when I was like 5
Yeah.
to the end of 8th grade. I don't remember when I started playing soccer, but I played for about 10 years until I aged out of ASO.
AYSO.
Yeah, AYSO. And then I did track, and I did cross country.
Oh wow.
I think it's the time
Healthy
that
lifestyle.
sports change. I think it is. It's exactly what you said. It's when you go from everyone's on the team to now you have to audition to be on the team or you know,
Which
try out.
When soccer got competitive, it was still fun for me.
Sure.
The way that it got competitive with softball is just like, no.
This area too kind of lends itself to that.
Well, I
That
was in
whole
the desert,
softball.
but yeah.
I just mean Southern
Yeah.
California.
Southern
in
California,
general.
yeah, we're
the
big on
whole
sports.
the baseball and softball.
Yeah,
there's
in junior high and in
weird
high
mentality
school,
around it.
I did cross country and soccer at the same time. So cross country with the school, soccer through the park,
Nice.
and then track and
You were busy.
softball. I was busy.
Yeah.
I was in marching band,
And I
concert
also
band,
danced for a couple
jazz
years.
band, theater. So I did 0 and 7th periods, and then after school, fucking band practice. Like I mean, I was at school from 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. till like 4 in the afternoon. Like I was there all.
Christina says that you guys look good.
Thank you.
I was just
Milk chocolate also, or chocolate in general.
from my
helps with your
sophomore year on. I was
cigar
just a lazy
sickness.
stoner the rest of the time. So. I did plays. I did
That's
some out of
something
school
I
and
wish
stuff.
I would have done. I'd always had the kind of want, but I didn't have the support
Right, and so Steph,
To act.
to act.
Yeah.
producer
Because
Steph,
my parents weren't like that.
her first ever
I'm from a sports family too. So.
acting gig was on Raincross, right? That was your first pretty much film, TV gig?
Film, TV. I mean, my first acting is technically Dark Sale, but that's just all improv.
That's all improv, live action.
Yeah.
Don't knock that.
Street
There's nothing
theater.
wrong
I'm
with
not.
it.
I'm
Yeah,
not
that's-
knocking it.
And then her first ever theater was the first murder mystery we did back in October. So she's fairly new to all this, but it's really knocking out. She killed it.
That's
I'll tell you,
great.
she killed it on Sunday.
You're natural.
You say so.
Yeah, no, you were. Ooh,
Did it pair well?
Yeah, so it's definitely
milk
something
chocolate and the fruitiness. Yeah,
new. I think I eventually would like to audition and try to do like a play, but
Absolutely. It's fun.
the biggest
Yeah.
problem we have is again
time.
rehearsals, and
Oh.
then they're like, oh yeah,
And I work full time.
our rehearsals are Tuesday nights. Oh, can't do that 'cause we're doing the show. And it's like, and the shows are on these following 2 Saturdays. We're like, oh, well, one of those Saturdays we're at
Yeah.
Las Vegas Pirate Fest, where we're going to be, you know.
Yeah. You're, you're booked.
The summertime is fairly open because we're in Southern California. Well, all our fairs are in the spring and fall, and the summer's open. Some years I go up to Oregon and Washington with my northernmost crew up there, and I do fairs there. All the fairs are in the summer because in the spring and fall it's snowing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so it kind of is opposite, you know. But
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
so
now that I'm
it
kind of
fills in
getting
the
a little
space.
bit of a taste for it, I think that's something I would like to do.
I
eventually.
love when I was in elementary school at Victoria, we had plays all the time. In fact, Trevor Bullock and I were in several plays together.
Nice.
We did the Edison play. He played Thomas Edison, and I don't remember what part I played in that, but I had a solo on
You were
that.
Tesla.
I had a singing solo in that.
We
thing.
have a Tesla.
We have a Tesla. It was my first ever singing solo. I remember doing that, and then we did the Queen's Own Grove, which is a book about Riverside, California.
Oh yeah, I remember reading that.
I played Pony Boy.
I mean, we did like little they weren't necessarily like pageants, you know, where you're all up on those
Right.
risers and you have to sing a song. And
Right, that's not
like, we
quite
didn't
acting.
really
It's a
did-
little bit different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like in elementary school.
Yeah, it's pageants.
So-
Yeah.
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 I've always enjoyed going to like watch plays, but even then, like my parents were just not really supportive of that.
Exact opposite. My family, my dad and mom both band people and
I
all
was in
that.
choir for a little while though.
My brother at age 3
So
pointed to the
performing
television
art.
and said, "I want to do that."
Yeah.
And as it turns out, my brother became a very well-known actor, and now he's a magician and magician to the stars, and he still is acting and magic. But I remember, and I did a lot of, again, I mentioned throughout high school, last action, all these other films I was doing,
Yeah.
Teaching Miss Tingle, and She's All That, and I did some stuff on Beverly Hills 90210, and all types of TV shows, Saved by the Bell. And then my brother had recurring roles. He was the nerd he was Vern on Saved by the Bell. He was the coach's son on Third Rock from the Sun. He played Mike Ditka's son on Third Rock, and he did it all the time. And I do it a lot, but when I graduated, I wanted to do something serious, and I am going to become a cop. And my mom actually looked at me and said, "Can't you just play one on TV like your brother?" Like, literally, mine was the exact opposite of other families. They're like, don't be an actor, do something real. My parents are like, don't do this, it's going to get you in trouble and danger. Like, just act, just go play it, And that being funny, I've actually done, after I left the department, I still had my badge because I didn't exactly retire, and I still had uniforms. So I played a cop a lot after that. Like, it was on my Facebook picture of me with Tony Todd, who played my that's a Candyman, big tall black guy.
Oh, yeah.
He played my sergeant. On it was a picture of me shaking his hand, looking all cop like.
There was a horror fest recently, I think.
He's a fantastic guy.
Yeah,
Really fun. If you look on my Facebook, if you guys don't know me on Facebook, I'm Dimashi DeGascony, and I have an album called Yours Truly. And because people always go, "You didn't do that, you didn't do this, you didn't do that." So here's me on the set of, with Tony Todd. Here's me shaking hands. Here's me hanging out with Dick Van Dyke. Here's me at the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Here's me on the Great Wall of China. Here's me on a gondola in Venice. Here's me, like, here's me in the Swiss Alps. Here's me.
Right, here's me with all the freaking bands that I photographed. Like,
oh, yeah, here's me hanging out with, here's me with Papa Roach. Here's me with Alien Ant Farm. Here's me with, and it's just tons of pictures of me with celebrities and in exotic locales and just stuff. So people, you didn't do that. Well, here's proof. I just have a whole folder of proof on my Facebook page.
That's funny.
Melinda says, "Hey yo."
Melinda Denman.
Yes.
Hi Melinda, nice to see you. She's down in San Diego, I believe.
San Diego.
We get people tuning in from all over the world, and,
That's cool.
and especially I realize that this show is on very late. Again, if you watch this on the YouTube channel on Wednesday or later, you've got this from the No Budget Productions thing.
Great.
I do realize that Tuesday night at 8 o'clock in California is a work night for most people, and anywhere else in the world, it's late.
Yeah, it's late. It's rough.
On the East Coast, it's midnight.
If we hadn't,
Hawaii,
it's 3 hours earlier, so you're good there.
Right. And, like, I know our friend Rand tunes in from Tel Aviv at 6 in the morning there.
Oh, wow.
Well, we used to have a mermaid from Sweden that would tune in pretty regularly. Norway. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning there, she'd say. It's 2 in the morning here. But the reason is, and there's a very valid reason for this. 8 o'clock, first of all, because this is the time of night that I'm awake and active. Also, if Steph gets home from work later in the day and there's stuff going on, then this is the time we need time to prepare the show. The challenges, the holidays of the day, we need time to do that.
Yeah.
On a weekend when I'm out of town, when I'm going to do a Renaissance fair as Dimash DeGascony, I'm going to do a pirate thing. They tend to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A lot of fairs run Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Thursday is setup day, and if they're out of state, which many of them are, I end up going Wednesday.
It's a travel day, yeah.
So I leave Wednesday, and I set up my tent, and then the next morning on Thursday, I set up the entire encampment. We perform our Black Powder Center sword fighting Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I stay the night. I wake up Monday morning, I tear down, and I leave. So I'm on the road from Wednesday to Monday. So Tuesday is literally the only day that I am always home.
And some days
That's
back to
it.
back, he's home Tuesday and then leaves Wednesday again.
Right, like I'll be this next weekend.
it's
I'll be coming home from Victorville
a hectic
Hesperia on
schedule,
Monday. I'll do the show Tuesday here, and then Wednesday morning I'm leaving for Las Vegas. So maybe Thursday. It's not that far away, but I like to have. I'd say if I drive, let's say Havasu is a 5-hour drive or 4-hour drive. I can
You're
get
gonna
it.
have to come to some of the events with us.
Yeah, if
That'd
I
be
get
great.
We'll pirate you up.
Yeah,
If I leave at 6 a.m. and I drive for 5 hours, I stop for breakfast or whatever. I get there at noon, and then I have only from noon till it gets dark, 5 or 6 p.m. to set up an entire encampment, and I've already been driving for 5 or 6 hours in a box truck, so I'm tired.
Yeah.
But if I leave the night before, show up and set up just my personal tent, and I wake up at 7 or 8 in the morning when my sunlight hits your tent, I'm pretty much wide awake. And then I have all day. I have from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. to set up the entire encampment.
you're right.
And I've not been driving all day, and I've had a whole night of rest, and I'm feeling way better. So it's just easier to do it that way. But that means the show is
When
Tuesday
you
nights.
can, right?
That is Tuesday nights forever. This show's going to be on Tuesday nights. Eventually, we may go to a live
It's a lifestyle.
a live stream on Tuesday nights on Facebook and YouTube and other stuff and do that like thing. We might add the YouTube in. We can live come on YouTube as well.
That'd be great.
We want to build. You guys can't see my set here all you can see is me and Billy in the background. But we're in a 10 by 12 gazebo. It's covered with fabric. We're outdoors because we're smoking. I want to eventually build a wooden shed.
Nice.
Type deal.
Yeah.
Same size, 10 by 12. Put some rabbit air purifiers in here. Mount the heaters on the ceiling and the ceiling fan like we have. To keep,
Structure.
and that way when it does, when we get wind and rain in here, I mean, you guys probably we've watched the show before. You've seen that we've had some
Right.
horrendous storms through here.
And we're not living here. We're in a home again. Like,
But I'm mounted in my RV,
Yeah.
and I've got this.
Yeah.
I'm going to build things. And when I do that, I will have a dedicated computer out here, a laptop, one of my laptops. I'll set up with a webcam. Well, you guys can't see. My shirt looks right to you, and so does this sign. But if you were to look at them, they're backwards.
I'll show you mine.
Yeah, do you have something written on your shirt?
I do.
Okay. So.
Ooh, look, I'm stripping down.
Do-do-do-do-do,
da-da-da-da-da.
So the camera's actually reversed. I am to
What
his.
does it say?
It says praise cheeses.
I am actually to
Oh,
his.
I have a question for you, but keep going, honey.
I'm to his right, not his left. I know it looks like that to you, but we're actually everything's backwards. And so, but when I set the webcam and all that, not only will everything be right side up again, but Stephanie will type in things like we type in guest Mike Truelock, and it'll come across the screen. We can add stuff to it and do, she'll be able to work with stuff. And so, when I do that, that's when I will stream. I'll stream Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook all at the same time, and everyone can type in whatever platform you're comfortable with. So that's
Simultaneous.
probably at least a year or two away. I'm not. Right now, we're doing this on my phone. It's so I can see it. I could switch around and not look at the screen. I like to know when I'm on screen and what I'm looking at. It helps me to have a monitor.
Absolutely.
So, or you want to do the laptop version? I'll
That's how
probably
the
still have a
versions do it.
monitor somewhere so I can see what's going on.
Well, and you'll have your scroll too. So have some
Hey, you know what?
cue cards.
I've learned to read teleprompters.
Yeah,
I've gotten
yeah.
really good at that. When I was doing some stuff with my father, I became the teleprompter too. And
Well, I'm not to give too much away, but there's certain productions where you got to do that anyway. When
Are there? Well, it's funny. So, like I said, we had at this production we're just doing. Our Houdini dropped out 2 weeks before, and Mike Eastman said, "I'll play your Houdini, but I can't."
He was preparing for another show.
He said, I cannot show up until the day of the rehearsal that happened. We did 1 hour rehearsal just before we went on stage.
Right.
And
He has a
that's-
script, but like first
That's all. But so he had the script.
Yeah.
Then our Emily Dickinson dropped out 2 days before,
Yeah, just the middle. of
and
life.
so our character was playing Abernathy, Kirsty Acosta. Now she was doing Oliver.
the
All
same day.
tech. She did Oliver that morning
Oh
and
my-
showed up. She only had 4 lines at the end, so we're like, okay, you got 4 lines, you can memorize them, no problem. Just at the end, you'll be the Abernathy. Well, when our Dickinson dropped out, she said, I'll take over Dickinson, or Emily Dickinson,
Emily Dickinson.
and we'll just get a new Abernathy because it's only 4 lines.
Right.
So we got a brand new Abernathy who showed up for the extra hour rehearsal. But Kirsty, Emily Dickinson was a huge character.
And she lives in the desert, and she was again preparing for the other show.
So she did Oliver, came to the show, got dressed, and went on stage as we started.
That's incredible.
Had all her lines in a book.
She had like a book because Emily Dickinson was an introvert.
Live theater.
So she and so was, I mean, and it's great because the detective characters Houdini and Earp and myself, we had notes, we had little notepads just in case. But like, I have a theory. Like we've been writing it down. It was just our lines, We did this.
When you- When
I
you
did
have-
not know. I had all my lines.
We had 4
Yeah.
When you have Eastman on, ask him about his first night at Gourmet Detective. It's a similar
Similar
story.
situation?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So,
He
yeah.
got thrown in the deep
We had
end.
3 or 4 actors.
So did I, but
Right.
Just-
his was worse.
just play. I mean, like we're doing the play for the first time with the audience,
Mm.
and it surprisingly no one fucked up. It turned out
That's
extremely well. We dropped a couple lines here and there, but none of them were critical.
Oh, man, sometimes by the seat of your pants is the best way to go. You just
Well, it was
Do
improv.
it.
We throw in
Yeah,
improv
yeah.
and fun stuff and all that. But yeah, I think I believe he's coming on mid. I asked him if he can mid-April. I haven't gotten a response back yet, but he was very excited about being on the show.
Oh yeah.
I met him for the first time
He's a
an hour
sweetheart,
before the
isn't he?
show. He's a
Isn't
great
he
guy.
great?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah, he was when he used to work at a bank. My dad would go in because it was his bank, and they would always talk. It's like talk about the auditions that we saw each other at and stuff. So yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah,
We go back a bit.
It's interesting to me how small the theater community is out here.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you came on the Raincross, first of all, I was like, I've known you since high school. We've been on
Yeah.
Facebook friends for a long 10 years, probably.
Yeah, no, since
And I saw, like, mutual friends, and it was like Paul Jacques and Travis and all the theater people. And so I met Mike on Sunday, and I said, I'll friend you on Facebook. And his list of mutual friends was all just, again,
Yep.
Paul, Travis, you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I see we know exactly all the same theater people.
It's everybody we have in common.
Yeah, so it's a small, close-knit community, and Ralph Griffey, all those guys. It's just a really kind of fun thing. So
Yeah, I love them.
Okay, so he said cheese. Is there one to ask you
Jesus,
this
yes.
question? Do you Facebook reel at all, or do you like scroll through Facebook reels or
Yes.
whatnot? Okay.
TikToks, that kind of thing. All right.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you heard the cheese tax song?
No.
It just came out like 2 days ago, but it is everywhere. The cheese tax, and it's dogs or cats. Whenever you open the cheese store, you got to pay the cheese tax.
Yes, then I did, yes. And there was
Yes.
3 little puppies, and they would just, like, drop the shredded cheese into the
That's the one that
mouth.
I first saw.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
There's one with the 2 cats, Oreo and pudding,
cute.
and yeah,
My dog's the name of the cheese cat.
that
cheese
song
cat
has
for
been
sure.
stuck in my head all day today because it keeps
We were
popping up.
literally singing it earlier.
Yeah,
It's funny. It's funny that one. There was one that I had gotten into, and my wife left.
You gotta pay the cheese tax
Yeah.
every time you're cooking when the cheese comes from
He comes with them.
Yep, that's the one. Such a cute puppy too.
You gotta pay the tax.
The cheese tax, the cheese tax. Yeah,
There's another one that Jenny really liked. He's a good little puppy. He don't live on the street. He don't want no money. Just want something to eat.
yeah, that one, and then I'm a happy dog. It's just a happy dog.
Yeah.
Happy dog.
Yeah, it's so cute.
We were talking today about some songs on TikTok and Facebook Reels and whatever, that genre of whatever
Yeah.
last forever. The one that goes doot 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 dun 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 dun. Like that one's been around forever.
Yeah.
But then there's other ones that have come and gone and are just gone now.
Yeah.
We never hear "My Money Don't Jiggle Jiggle" anymore.
Yeah.
That's
right.
gone. We never hear.
Folds.
There's one that went dun dun do 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 bump bump. That one's gone. What was the other one we were talking about? There's another one that was really popular. I Understood the Assignment. That's gone.
Yeah.
It was super popular for like a month, and now it's just
That's our attention span.
gone.
There was,
Uh,
and it was 20, maybe 30 years ago that they had on Comedy Central short attention span theater.
right? There was an SNL skit last season, and it was Reels, essentially. It was or TikTok. We were scrolling through, and it was, oh my god, was it dead on accurate? Like it was just like
The SNL one?
the SNL skit. Remember the SNL skit about Reels?
Yeah.
And it was people that blow the air horn at their significant other and scare them and things like that.
yeah.
It was funny. I cannot.
We'll have to find it.
I'll find it as a clip and I'll post it in the pond. But it was so dead on. It was so like, oh my god, this is so very Gen Z, like millennial. Like,
And then there's those ones with like he's gonna notice.
no, no one's gonna know.
Yeah.
They're
No,
gonna
no,
know.
no,
They're
no,
gonna
no,
know.
no.
I haven't seen that one in about a month.
Yeah,
No,
right?
there's still a couple on there. Like,
Yeah,
I
but
still see
there's
that.
some. But remember when it was super
they're further
popular?
down
Like
the scrolls now.
Yeah.
yeah.
we were just talking about how
Just do it, girl. Just do it. I'm just thinking about it. I'm just thinking about it. I'm just
yeah, there's been some ones. It's funny to me. They do the
I
comedy.
did it.
They come and they go so quick. But Cheese Tax appeared in the last 2 days.
The
and
last 2
actually-
days, it has been
It's been
everywhere.
What
everywhere.
was the one? It was just a goofy little. It said it was an old flute, and it said Celt flute. Might delete later.
Yeah, I saw it. Was funny.
That was goofy.
Yeah.
So we don't TikTok too much. I mean, I go on TikTok and look at a specific
Yeah, it's the reels
poster.
for me.
But yeah, Facebook Reels. We
Yeah.
get lost in those.
Oh God. It's,
Yeah, I
And
can-
anything that's popular on TikTok will be on a Facebook Reel.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I finally got a TikTok for the first time. Only support Raincross because Raincross is a TikTok, and I should at least go and like it. And I put up some things for Dark Cell in there. I made a Dark Cell TikTok, and I
Nice.
put a picture of a Spinal Cannons, like that's a little movie or something. So my profile's
Oh, you might
completely
as well.
blank. But I really don't do TikTok, and the reason I didn't do TikTok is I remember when they first came out, they're like, "This is a Chinese spy app," and it really is not good. And then now they've banned it in like 11 states, and it's getting banned everywhere else now because you can't take it in any government building anymore. Like. The government banned TikTok on all government phones and all phones of people going to the Pentagon. They can't have it. Like, it's not allowed. I was like, so I was probably right. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but,
Yeah, there's something going on, man.
Then back in our day, actually, after our day, back in Steph's day was Vine. You remember Vine?
Oh yeah, I remember the
I
Vines.
remember Vine.
Vine was
Yeah,
great.
like
So-
the specifically 30 seconds, I think.
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
very,
very short.
Yeah. There's that one dude that was pretty funny. It was just like you just step up and say, "Story time."
I like the guy.
So,
that
what are some of your because we all Facebook girl? What are some of your favorite content creators right now?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. I have to look.
I've got three that I really like. B. Dylan Hollis, who is the Gabe Reading kid that does all the cooking. One Eggy and Floof Powder. He does all the
Oh,
vintage
that's funny.
cookbook
He's
stuff.
coming out with a cookbook.
It came out. It's out.
No, it's pre-sale.
Oh,
now.
it's pre-sale. Okay.
What would be like?
I like him. I like Chris H.C., who is the blonde lady that does all the different characters, the little kid that goes, "Oh, Tay." I like her, and I like Good Boy Ollie. There's a bunch of others we watch. We watch Oreo and Pudding. We watch. I watch Stefan. I think his name something. Stefan. He's a black guy that does voiceovers,
Oh, nice.
and he usually has got the voice. And he
Yeah.
does the voice, but he always. I'm going to talk about the 3 best snacks that we don't have anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of banana Twinkies. How dare they, those bastards? And and he just
That was the original too.
yeah, he does all kinds of fun.
I don't
fun
know
stuff.
what the content
Stephen
creator
Johnson
is
voiceovers.
called, but the Asian guy that makes fun of his like
Emotional
no
damage.
that guy.
Brian Tan, I believe is his name. And
Yeah, honestly, I don't know anybody's name.
he's
I
the one.
just- I
Most people don't. You just scroll through there. But
Yeah,
I've been
I'm such a
trying.
scroller.
I have been trying to identify content creators and follow their page, not people that reposted their stuff. So I'm supporting the right
Nice.
person,
Yeah,
that does the
yeah.
actual creative work.
Yeah.
Um,
Good Boy Ollie is a
Chocolate lab.
chocolate lab
From England.
in England, and he has this like old man voice sound over voice that he does, and it's cute. So every weekend he has a jar that he like picks something out of, and he goes lem,
And-
lem, and then they have this activity that he goes and does.
It's-
and then
it's-
he just got a little
little
brother that he got to pick the name for.
Yeah, it's a fun. Yeah, it's a fun content. But you guys at home, is there any content creators we're missing that you guys really like? Because we're talking about meme geek stuff.
I follow Hammy and Olivia. They're corgis from Las Vegas.
Oh, that's funny.
You like Lulu the Pug,
Lulu the Pug, Tucker
Budson. Yeah, that's one you like. She likes all the dog ones.
Yeah,
And then Oreo and Pudding. Oreo's the Oreo
Well,
cat.
the page is the Oreo cat, but it's Oreo, Pudding, and Onyx. It's 3 cats.
Yeah.
And Pudding is way cuter than Oreo.
It's true.
I do like doggy content. But yeah, I really. That's funny because you asked me that. It's just
Well, because we see them all the time.
Yeah.
And you'd probably look at them and go, "Oh yeah, I do. I love that person."
Yeah.
You don't necessarily know who they
Yeah,
are.
and then every
send
time I
reels
see
to
'em,
each other all the time too.
I'll even
so.
double tap the like.
Yeah. So I do my best again. So like, there's this chick called Chris HC who does all these characters. I really like. She's got these different characters she does. But then there's like this Chris HC reels, and Chris HC fans, and people that just like repost her shit and then get all the likes and the money and all the income. And I'm like, Dylan.
You like a girl that does OnlyPans.
Only
She does
pans.
recipe-
Susie Vidal does
Oh
only
yes.
pans.
Okay. Yeah.
She's first of all,
I like
she's
that one.
smoking hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
She has only pans, and so she's like,
And she's dirty with her.
yeah, I hope you're hungry. And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's
Yeah,
like,
she's
okay, I'm
great.
gonna smash
Okay.
these potatoes. Then
That's
she
one I like.
Cuts the camera and goes, I wish I was getting
I
smashed.
like Midwestern Mom.
Midwestern Mom's fun. God, I'm trying to think of some other ones that I really. There's this, but I like this is the thing. Short attention span theater, but I like content creators. I like that they put the stuff out that we enjoy so much and we don't think of. And all you have to do to support them is like them, and then they get all kinds of money. I mean, people making thousands of dollars a day doing this.
I
feel
like Mama Cusses and Tori Phantom. They
I don't
do
think I know
makeup stuff
either of those. Okay.
and gentle parenting.
I like
fun.
the chick. I don't know her name. She's got black and white hair, curvy kind of vintage model. She does singing puns because they're fun. Boop.
She also has an Instagram.
She's really fun. There's a bunch, and I love watching them, and I wish I could have the creative wherewithal to do that because I know how much money they make.
Yeah,
Like,
and to be able to we'll devote that time.
But
to
that being
it.
said-
Drew Gulliver is the black and white hair.
what's her name? I'm sorry,
Drew Gulliver.
Drew Gulliver. But it's also a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's 9:30, and time for Mad Libs on Smoking with Frogs.
I heard the boing that time. So I bet I talked over it last time. That's probably what happened. All right,
Oh, Aaron says, have you seen Jack the Whipper?
Jacques
Or
the Whipper.
Jeremy said that. Jacques the Whipper is hilarious.
He's great.
So I
I do
originally
like
came
him.
across Jacques the Whipper because everyone's into me because I'm French. That's why I do the French character. And here's this bit where they say, "How can you French? I don't speak French." So I could think of the French accent, but here's the problem with the French accent is that everyone misunderstands me. So I said to Her Majesty, your anus is looking very good today. I love your anus is beautiful. and then he goes on and he says,
That's awesome.
but it's the problem is people, is the French accent, they cannot focus. And you need to focus, and you need to focus, and you should focus right here. And then finally, but I don't want everyone to be distracted. I want everyone to have much, qu'est-ce que c'est, happiness. You should have a penis. Everyone here should have a penis. You know, like, and I watched that, and then I started watching this song that he whips and does this stuff. He does all these songs, he does all these fun things, and he was an NPR
That's
radio
right.
guy.
Yeah,
He
he
just stopped being NPR, but he does the weather, he does other stuff, and he does voiceover stuff, and he's just, first of all, and let me start by saying I am tragically straight. I'm a 0 on the Kinsey scale, but that boy is handsome.
Yeah.
Boy,
He's
he is
good-looking
good
dude.
looking, and
Yeah.
he's ripped,
He's very
and he's
good.
extremely talented actor and voiceover and whip master.
Yeah.
And we just saw, Stephanie's just telling me that he did a bit with our friend Aaron Bonk. Aaron Bonk
nice.
is a fire
We'll show you the video after.
fire whip juggler who I am friends with from Renaissance Fair.
Nice.
And he actually has watched Smoking with Frogs before. He's told me, "Oh, you got your show going on. It's really cool."
Clint says I have been enjoying watching the lady that does mudlarking on the Fames.
Oh, I just saw one reel of that. I've only
Clint
seen one
says-
so far.
And then Clint also says Aussie Man Reviews is funny as
Mm.
well. I don't know the name of the creator, but it's the black girl that does McGonagall. She is fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah, it's just Hetty Potts. She does Miss McGonagall. Stop
There
saying
is
my
a-
butthole. Yeah, she's funny.
There's a girl that does the dances. She does the dances from all the cartoons, and she's amazing. She does like Hotel Transylvania, but she does them like side by side and like
Yeah.
really weird movements too. You know, like cartoon
Yeah.
movements. Yeah, she's good. I wish I knew. her.
All right, let's do our Mad Lib. We'll come back to
Yep,
content
Mad Lib.
creation. What do we got from? This is something new. We started halfway through season 3. We replaced our "Would you rather" question with this, and we don't know the topic. Steph doesn't tell us the topic afterwards, and then our guest gets to read it in their best dramatic voice.
Sorry, I destroyed it.
Is the wrapper coming done?
I took the thing off and it started falling.
Well, I
It's
have some.
also humidity here.
It is pretty humid. Now, I have some cigar glue if you need to push the wrapper back down, but if you don't care, we don't care. All right, so Stephanie,
Smoking.
do the staff. I just dropped my cigar.
There
I
you
need an adjective. We're going to start with you,
Okay,
Mike,
go.
and go back and forth.
something descriptive. This is a little bit of a
Quickly.
That's a good one. That's one I use
It's
a lot.
technically an adjective.
That's-
So I'm
that's
going
a-
to say
That is an adverb.
So an
Quick.
adjective.
Quick.
Quick. There you go.
It's quick. Yeah, that's not a verb exactly. It's
I should come up with a better adjective.
that's all right. We'll start. All right,
It's fine. I need a noun.
a noun. Notebook.
I think I found the pen you were looking for the other day.
Yeah, my white pen.
Yes. Okay. I need a male celebrity.
Who just died? Michael Madsen.
A lot of them just died recently, unfortunately.
He did.
Sizemore
Michael
just died.
who?
too.
Hi, that's what I was thinking. I always get them confused. Sizemore and Michael Madsen.
Madsen?
Yeah.
Madsen.
Yeah. That's who I was thinking of. Was Sizemore.
Sizemore.
Oh.
So I just went.
Okay, I need a noun.
Another noun. Gazebo.
I need something alive.
Something alive would be a tiger.
Excellent choice. My middle name, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
My brother's Robert Lyon Rasner. I'm Richard Tiger Rasner.
Okay. I need a place. Like a location.
San Juan. It's a beautiful fort out there. I love it.
Okay. I need. Oh, sorry. Same celebrity male. I need so Michael. I need an adjective.
You go this time.
No, because it's your turn again.
Oh, but I'm not good with adjective.
It's not descriptive. It could be a color. Could
Yeah,
be
I
a
was gonna say
slimy,
red. I
could
was
be
gonna say
red.
red.
Red's an adjective.
Okay, person in room, female.
Producer Steph. I guess it could have been Rory.
Okay, I need another adjective.
Excited.
I'm excited. It's an adjective I feel.
It's either that or anxious, but I think excited's.
Verb ending in ing.
Verb ending in ing. Let's go driving.
I need a noun.
Yeah. Chocolate.
None.
I need a past tense verb.
Verb. What did I do last time?
We just did driving. Or
Alright,
drive.
let's do ran.
Ran.
Like the
Remember, you could never run through a campsite. You can only ran because it's past tense.
past tense.
Okay, I need a city.
I did say one. Let's do good city. Hang on. Let me.
Somewhere exotic.
There's a Bogota.
Ooh.
My brother's on the cruise ship circuit right now. He's down in Central America and South
Nice.
America and all around the Caribbean.
I need a plural noun.
Plural noun. Horses.
Horses. I need a number.
Do we do the obvious? 69.
Vinted. 69, dude.
69, dude. $69, comma, nice. You know, like...
Okay, type of food, plural.
Oh.
Remember episode 69, we kept doing that all night. 69, nice. That was,
Did you say what plural? I'm sorry.
Type of food.
Type of food plural. Let's say carrots.
who's our guest that night? Oh, it was the director from Kaiketsu. That was our guest that night. We did 69
Okay.
days.
I need a noun and a plural noun.
Okay, so mine's a noun, yours is a pronoun. Noun. Boulder.
Tomatoes. Nice, that's plural food too.
It's all right, still a noun.
Yeah.
That's a plural noun. Tomatoes
Yeah.
is fine.
I love tomatoes. No, I don't. I like sun-dried tomatoes.
I'm
going to read this.
I like little cherry tomatoes. I like little.
It's a cherry tomato.
All right, so what is our title?
Attack of the killer tomato. Oh, it is. Attack it. Title is Computer Lab.
Computer Lab. All right,
Computer Lab.
Computer Lab, as read by Mike Trulock.
I love our computer lab at school. It's so quick. Every morning after notebook class, our teacher, Michael Madsen, takes us to the lab so we can work on cool class projects like finding out who is the oldest gazebo or what a tiger eats for breakfast. Last week, our assignment was to research how many people live in the San Juan area. Since Michael always lets us pick our red partners, I chose producer Steph because she's so excited. We had the best time driving on the internet. No more surfing. We found the coolest chocolate that had all the information we needed. I know what was in that chocolate. We ran awesome facts about cities like Bogota and all the horses that live in them. Can you believe that 69 people live in the San Juan? What did I add? And they love to eat carrots for breakfast, lunch, and Boulder. That's a lot of tomatoes.
That wasn't half that actually worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, driving the internet because what did they call it, the information superhighway when we were kids?
Yeah.
Driving the internet. I like it.
Why was it surfing? How do we come up with surfing?
Serving the internet. That's true.
Because you didn't know the topic.
Because of the
I should have said anxious. It would have been perfect for producer stuff. Anxiety. All the anxiety. I'm gonna okay. This is a fantastic cigar, ladies and gentlemen. You can see I'm down to my last inch here. I'm going to switch to a Cigar Dagger. One of our sponsors here on Smoking with Frogs is Cigar Dagger, and they make jewelry quality cigar nibs, which this is my favorite one. It's called the Trinity, and it's got a little fleur-de-lis sapphire. And these are basically very expensive roach clips. You can just poke it in the cigars, you don't burn your fingers, and it looks like what Stefan says, it looks like a little cocktail weenie. But I have this one, and then you have. We'll show this off.
Yes.
So on our 1-year anniversary show, our sponsor Cigar Dagger did a limited edition Smoking with Frogs. Dag, you can see it's wearing my hat, a little frog smoking a cigar. There are a few of these left, not many. I want to say they're $40-$50, but you can get them at cigardagger.com. They're also on Instagram, Cigar Dagger. Oh, yeah. Again, these are jewelry quality. They're all hand done. They're pewter, silver, brass. They're really nicely made. Check them out. But, yeah, this is so you can do this and not burn your fingers. So, thank you for that. One of our other sponsors, again, our cigars tonight come from BL Luxuries, one of our other sponsors. We actually, let's do sponsors while we're listening to the show. Thinking our sponsors tonight, we have, again, BL Luxuries, Cigar Dagger, Together We Roll, ROLE, which is a show on YouTube. It's a D&D show with a bunch of actors that are friends of ours, a few of which have been guests on the show before.
Excellent title.
Yeah, they're really cool. They actually bought our nice curtains that we have around the set right now.
Nice.
His Grace Robert Lee, Daniel Bell, who bought the cover for said top, and of course, all of them kind of go with thanking everybody without thanking, again, every one of you that tunes in, because we love you guys asking questions and being part of the show with us. But that was our sponsors, which is kind of cool we even have sponsors.
That is rad.
Shocked.
Yeah,
that we have
congratulations.
sponsors.
So many on topic, too.
Yeah, a lot of cigar people, and then just actors and fun people that we know. So, definitely want to thank them for their support of the show over the last few years, and their continued support as we move forward. Hopefully they'll get a lot more exposure now that we've joined on with, I guess it kind of makes them a sponsor too, the No Budget Productions, as we move into this new Season 4 YouTube experiment we're doing. Hopefully they'll get more exposure and people can see their stuff more. If you are a cigar person though and you don't have, I've used toothpicks, I've used ice picks, I've used other little sticky things, but these are beautiful and they're jewelry
Support a small
quality.
business.
And this
Be Heard Day.
So BL Luxuries is actually the Cigar of the Month Club from Harrisburg Beer and Cigars in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. They're a very small company. They're not Cigars International or those big cigar. They do what's called the Blue Collar Cigar of the Month Club. Again, it's $30, and they send you cigars that are nice and sometimes rare, but usually out of the 4 or 5 cigars, you can get them. If you like it, you can get them again. I belong to Small Batch Cigar. I belong to Rare Cigar of the Month Club, and they're great. But again, I'll get a cigar I like. Like this is the Black Friday cigar from 2017. Like I'll never get that again. I got it, I smoked them. Like that's really good, but they're sold out everywhere. Rare Cigar of the Month Club. They're rare. That's
the
it.
ethereal nature of
Right. Whereas these, like this particular one I'm smoking tonight, again is
limited edition.
the Attic series from West Tampa Tobacco Company. It's amazing, and I will probably buy a box of these, or at least a 5-pack. These are really fucking good. But I can do that. They sell them in the shop. The cigars you get, you can then go buy from BL Luxuries. And if you are a Cigar of the Month Club member, you get a discount. And they usually, James Garcia, who runs it, will often throw in extra little goodies. And if you tell them when you sign up that you are a Smoking with Frogs fan or member of the pond, he usually, for our people, he throws in more. We get cool. Like he goes, he loves our people. I've gotten maybe 4 or 5 of my guests to eventually join Cigar People.
Nice.
And like Robert Lee orders boxes from him. He never gets a box, he'll throw in 5 or 10 extra cigars. Just here you go for supporting us and doing the thing. Cigar Dagger, this company, is based out of Los Angeles. A mom and pop jewelry store. People, they make these themselves. They CNC design like the Smoking Frogs face. They CNC design them, and then they cast them, and then they mold them, and it's all original. It's not like just some jewelry thing.
It's got
this fleur-de-lis, obviously, you can probably get somewhere else.
It feels nice in your hand.
They're amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And they're stainless steel. The thing is stainless steel, so it won't burn, it won't tarnish. It's really they're very well made. So support small businesses. Again, Together We Roll. Watch their show on if you're a D&D person. It's a lot of fun because, again, the actors that do it are a lot of dark sale people, a lot of our fair folk up there. They're based out of
get into it.
Washington, Portland area, and they do some really fun. And they have a table. It's like a $2 million gaming table. It's got it opens up, and then a big screen comes out to do the maps and the ocean. They can change. It's digital man.
That's rad.
And then they have little rolling spots and cup holders around the table, and then it's filmed with an overhead camera that shows everybody, plus individual cameras on each actor and the DM.
So I can just like,
And so
edit just that
well,
nice
and
flow.
they're all edited together to make a
That's
really nice
great.
show. And it's a great show. It is a long show. It's like each episode's like 2-3 hours. Which, I mean, this is a 2-hour show, but they also do a highlight reel later in the week.
Oh,
as
cool.
well, so it's kind of fun. So
That's awesome.
that is Together We Roll. And so yeah, please support small business on today. Be Heard Day. Support small businesses
Absolutely.
and small podcasts like us.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Tomorrow, appreciate your partner because it's International Women's Day.
Yes. Who your partner's a woman.
Yes. Or your mom. Or your sister.
Any woman in your
Appreciate a woman tomorrow.
I appreciate
it.
women every day. I'm a nude photographer. They launched my career. I cannot. Well, I got some tunneling. That's interesting. That usually happen to me. I got a little spot, like this little ember right in the middle of the cigar. It just kind of shot in.
life.
Which is why I'm glad I have my cigar dagger. I won't burn myself that way.
Yeah. No, these are handy dandy. Just looks cool too.
Right? Again, it's a very, very expensive roach glass. But it works really well. And the idea is, again, for years people have been using this, or sometimes they'll take the numb, put it in a pipe, and smoke it out of the pipe.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Not all cigars are good to the end. A lot of cigars get really bitter, and you just use something called a purge, where you light it and blow out, and it blows out the ammonia that's causing the bitterness.
Right.
But some cigars are just good to the very last bit. Like, I mean, I'm down to like less than an inch here, and I cannot put this thing down. This cigar gets a perfect 10 out of 10. It's had a perfect burn, almost, I mean, considering the humidity. It's had a perfect burn. The flavor has been amazing, all 3/3. The wrapper is...
You had to put one out the other day because you were trying to You didn't want it to end, but you were trying to relight it, and you almost lit your mustache.
I almost lit my mustache. It was so far to the end, I was like, Well, I haven't been curling my mustache because I've been playing Robert Louis Stevenson. And
Right.
so I've had a curly mustache now. I've had my mustache curled in the handlebar mustache for the past 10 or 11 years. And
At least a decade.
And when because of that, to grow a handlebar mustache, you have to want a handlebar mustache. You can't just do it one day. You have to train it from the very beginning and brush it out and curl it and brush it out and curl it, brush it out and curl it. And it gets to the point where it naturally curls. If I get my mustache wet, it curls without wax.
Yeah.
Not a perfect curl, but it still stands
curls.
up.
And I mean, even right now, I can probably just, and it will do a little thing.
Before the last roll, I had it about that. Yeah, I had
And,
a good curl going.
So, but when I play Stevenson, his mustache is straight down.
Yeah.
And so for like 2 weeks to a month before I start playing Stevenson, I have to stop curling it so it will relax enough to
And then
have that.
you have to dye it too, but this time we didn't dye it.
I just colored it for the night, but I have to let it go. So, but because of that, when I go, then it's in my face. I go to light cigars like right there. But as of this week, I can finally start curling it. I should have curled it tonight for the show. I didn't because I was being lazy. But I'm glad to be able to eat without my mustache in my mouth anymore and light cigars without lighting my mustache on fire.
Brush it out.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of that look. So I play a French privateer, so let's see if it's French goatee, get the new mustache.
What's your? I use the Clubman.
Clubman wax is what I
Clubman
use.
is good, yeah,
Clubman
it's
wax.
good.
I have tried
Other ones.
every wax on the
Clubman's-
planet. People gift me, this new beard company.
Yeah.
It's gunpowder beard or Viking beard wax. I try these, and they're all okay.
Yeah.
Clubman wax,
Holds.
which you can buy at Sally Beauty Supply.
Yep,
It
that's where
comes
you
in
can buy it.
natural, comes in brown, comes in
Right,
black.
or Walmart, or CVS. Like, it's
You can
just
buy it from anywhere. I started buying it on Amazon. It's really cheap on Amazon. You can buy a 3-pack on Amazon.
nice.
And I use it all the time.
Yeah.
So I go through tubes pretty quick.
And it comes in like 3 different colors.
Yeah, it does. But Clubman will stay put.
Yep.
It stays put until about 110. It gets about 110, it starts to soften.
Yep.
It does start to droop. And that happened in California more than I'd like it to, actually. But Clubman is amazing. I use the clear, or the natural. It goes
Yeah.
in white, and then it dries clear.
It mixes in.
And it looks really, really good.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Well, yeah, you've got kind of the gray mustache. Now.
Yeah.
I'm bright blonde and red, so I can't. I've used the brown, but it makes me look like a vaudeville villain. Like I look like Sunday
my,
Whiplash when I try the colored
My
stuff.
softball name is Graybeard.
Is it?
Put on the back of my jersey.
So you guys have nicknames on your jerseys?
No, yeah, the first one was just True Lock.
But
Then I got a new sweatshirt one that's Graybeard.
My nickname, my sports nickname growing up is Bubbles.
Nice.
See, that'd be great to put on a softball thing.
Yeah,
Now, what would I
perfect.
put on mine? I put Marquis or Damashi or something just weird. I would have to have something weird.
Yeah. Le Frog.
Le
We're
Frog.
working
I would like
on
Le Frog.
eventually getting me a producer, like a Letterman jacket, but producer.
She wants a Letterman jacket with the Smoking Frogs
Nice.
logo on the back, which is the ones on the pillow over
the
there.
leather.
Yeah, so I actually just this is our logo, by the way. Yeah, you never seen the Smoking Frogs logo.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Here on those.
Yeah, it's on the pillow.
And it's on my notebook too. We have
We
swag.
have swag.
I just found a place we'll do big Letterman patches.
Oh, nice.
They said if I want two, one for her, Jack, one for mine, it's $50 each, so $100 for the big patches, custom made, and then I'll go to there's a place in Riverside that does all our Letterman jackets we did growing
Nice.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved my Letterman jacket that I had from.
But she wants one that has the big frog logo and it says producer staff on the front, not one that
Oh,
says
yeah.
host or
Yeah.
host Richard or whatever. You
Yeah.
know. And that, and I'm not
With a
sure.
letter.
Yeah, I'll probably get a letter.
Yeah.
You know, I double lettered in high school. I lettered in band and theater.
You know, like an SF.
Yeah, something fun. We'll figure something out. But yeah, we're gonna make Letterman jackets for them.
That's awesome.
So,
It's been an idea that I've wanted since like season 1.
Great, yeah.
yeah,
I will have it eventually.
It's starting to get really hot. It's good. It's getting hot because I'm right next to where the fucking ember is. So yeah, this is Smoking with Frogs, and we hope if you're new to this and you just tuned in on our new YouTube channel, well, not our YouTube channel, Budget channel. We hope you enjoyed the show, and again, if you want to interact with us, you want to ask questions, you can do that live every Tuesday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific time. You can also, though, you can comment on this video anytime, even if you comment on the YouTube. I'll go look at the YouTube comments and download them. If you have a comment,
Hobbyists speak up.
fine.
Project, yes.
I'll project. If you want to comment on there, or you ask questions from Mike you didn't watch the slide, you still want to ask him a question, something, you can ask it in the pond or on this video later, and we'll make sure you get the question.
Yeah.
So, and you'll be back on for sure. You got to get your
Absolutely.
4X pen.
Yeah.
Being 4 times on the show, you get these cool little.
I'm working my way towards that.
Working your way to those little.
Right,
cool
you've been
pen
on
here.
twice now, yeah?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the second time on. Definitely when Raincross comes out, I do want to do a.
So proud to kick off season 4.
I want to do a Raincross.
Thank you for being here.
I want to do a Raincross show either on Tuesday night or maybe pick a Saturday day and get the whole cast together and
Yeah.
do a big thing. Maybe down at
Oh, that'd be good.
maybe
yeah.
down at
Right.
Burning Desire or
Yeah.
a Little Havana Lounge, one of our other
Yeah.
sponsors down in Corona,
That'd be
because they have a
great.
big conference room. We can all sit on a conference table.
Sweet.
It's all set up and do the show
Yeah.
down there.
Smoking side.
Yeah, it's a beautiful lounge.
Yeah.
It's a multi-million-dollar cigar lounge. It's
Yeah.
members only. It's
I think I've seen
$3,000.
some of your posts
Yeah,
in there.
$3,000 a year to have a box.
Yeah,
there.
you enjoy it.
And we have a
Thank
box.
you,
there.
Robert Lee.
Yeah, thank you, our sponsors, Chris Hartley. We have a box that has our Silly Frogs logo on it.
Awesome.
But and you can't go unless you're a member or a guest member. You only go one time as a guest, but because we go there a lot, so you want to do the show here, we'll let you do the show. In fact, we're going to do a show there in April. Robert Lee will be the guest, and AT and Junior
That's
the owners
awesome.
will
That's-
come in and hang out.
some
with
good
us.
symbiosis right there.
Yeah, so that'll be
That's
really
nice.
cool too. You'll see that coming up in April. So yeah, good stuff. Good sponsors, good people.
Yeah.
The cigar community is like theater. It's very small.
Yeah.
It's actually nationwide. All the cigar makers, all the cigar content creators like Tim Swanson and all these people and Steve Saka that do these. But they all know each other. We're all friends. And I've had them comment on the show and comment on our page, and it's great because it's just a really neat, tight-knit community. They call it the brotherhood or sisterhood of the leaf.
Yeah,
People of
nice.
the leaf. And it's a really neat kind of
Brotherhood of the
thing.
leaf.
Yeah, so.
That's nice.
I like the Riveters.
The Riveters. That's you guys. You guys are the Riveters. You're new again.
You're in the pond.
Congratulations, you are the Riveters. We
Welcome to the
collectively
pond.
call it The Pond. And again, we have a Facebook group called Riveter Nation, The Pond, on Facebook where you can, again, interact. We'll post the drawings from tonight. We'll post the Mad Libs from tonight. So we can see them up close. And there's also some great ones in the past. You can go back and see Nipple Book and Thanks Fucking and all the other fun ones we've had in the past
Right.
on
We
the
should
show.
produce a highlight reel. That'd be good.
I want to do a commercial. The last commercial I did was back in season 1, and it's still on the old set, and it's old. I need to make a new commercial. I've got that great 30-second song I can just do and do some highlights
Yeah.
and reels. And
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
I might.
Because I didn't get to wear what I wanted on the show because it was too fucking cold. I posted lingerie pictures.
Yeah, so like on Valentine's Day, producer Steph was the guest, and she was going to wear her sexy Valentine's Day lingerie for all y'all, but it was like
I saw the
34.
post.
Yeah,
So
you
we
saw
posted
it.
it in the pond. So you want to see producer Steph in nearly nothing? Pictures on the pond.
And holding a delicious tray of food.
Yes. She went to a lingerie party, and
Yes. I went to a Galentine's lingerie dinner.
Oh,
And we all-
great.
but it was kind of potluck-ish style.
Mhm.
So the host picked the recipes, but then we had to sign up for the recipes. So
Right.
what I made was honey goat cheese fig prosciutto crostinis.
Oh my god.
They were
yes,
decadent.
Yeah, that
fig
sounds- that
jam,
sounds
fig
Yeah, it was
rad.
honey goat cheese
Yeah.
with prosciutto on top.
Oh, that
so
sounds
French
amazing.
bread that you toast with olive oil. Some of the honey goat cheese.
I didn't get any
preserves.
because I didn't go on
Well, yeah, you're
Galentine's.
not
Right,
allowed, yeah.
I'm gonna have to make it.
I
Again.
told you she has to
Why
make
not
anything because
Yeah,
like
big preserves and prosciutto, and it was
Ooh.
decadent.
it sounds amazing,
Oh, that does sound amazing.
right?
Oh.
Steph also came delicious that day, so that was a thing.
Awesome.
We should do a food episode one of these days and just talk about food. Because I'm a foodie guy. Are you a food person, or do you like?
I
One
like
of these
food.
days, I want to do a makeup challenge. I need the right guest.
That'd be fun.
Like-
That'd be a good one. Food,
Like-
yeah, I love food.
Well, we can definitely. So we want to have. Oh, that's a 5-minute warning. We want to have Kitty and Aaron on, our girl cigar smokers. Maybe we do it on that one, and then you guys do the makeup on them, and then on me with my beard.
Tavia says we have Dead Pirate Goth karaoke for High Desert.
All right, that sounds fantastic. Once again, so Pavia, possibly our guest next week. We're still working out how we're going to arrange that, but if we can make it work, or I can get up to Victor or Hesperia while we're setting the fair after we set up on Wednesday. I'm hoping to have him as the guest, and we'll talk all about the High Desert Pirate Fair, which is under new management, him, and the fair that's coming up next weekend. Not this one coming up, but the following weekend, 18th and 19th, in Hesperia at Hesperia Lake Park. You can get tickets at oldtimeproductionsinc.com. That's old with an E and time, oldietimyproductionsinc.com. You can also go on Facebook and just type in High Desert Pirate Fair, and the links to ticket sales are there. It is Clandark, so the Pirate
Tavia just
Pirate.
asked me, what am I dressing up? Dressing up for goth night? I can do that.
Goth Pirate, we can do that. I'm an old school guy. Back when we were doing it, it was still called New Wave.
Right.
And
yeah.
then it became goth, and then
Yeah.
it became emo, and whatever else it transferred. But that fair is coming up, and so Clan Dark Sale, my pirate group, is doing our world famous History of Black Powder show. We start with the earliest hand gun, which looks like a little cannon on a stick, up through matchlock and doglock and flintlock, all up through full size artillery. It's the only show in California we do, because California is not like black powder. The desert, they're okay with it. We do the show in.
He says you have to dress up too.
I will. We do the show in Vegas. We do the show in Arizona and a bunch of places, in Phoenix and Yuma and Havasu. But this is the only place in California you can come see our Black Powder show, and that is, again, the 18th and 19th at Hesperia Lake Park. So please come see us there. It's fantastic. If you want to go,
It's an awesome show. Yeah.
it
yeah.
is. If you want to go, I'll get you a ticket. Let me know.
All right. Yeah.
You and the wife. Any kids? No kids.
No kids.
All right.
3 wives, no kids.
Right. He also is the owner of Escondido.
He is the owner of the new first comes up end of April, beginning of May.
I meant to go to that one.
Well, we can get you that one. I can probably get you gate listed and get you some costume. You can come out and actually
Yeah.
practice for a day. You want to do some theater in the round improv?
There you
That's the
go.
time to do it. So.
That'd be fun.
All right. So next week, weird with the YouTube thing, but
Elizabethan Lake.
we're hoping going to do the 15th, which is a Wednesday, and it's 7, a little bit earlier instead of our 8 o'clock on Tuesday. We'll do 7 o'clock on Wednesday with Mr. Pavia, maybe his wife Tammy. We're going to talk about the fair and all the things coming up. That's what we're working on right now. If it works, if not, there will definitely be an event page put up on Facebook and then by the weekend, and we'll figure it out. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Mike, thank you once again for being our guest.
Oh, my
you guys
pleasure.
have questions and whatnot. You have ideas for season 4 you want to see, new challenges, whatever you want to see, let us know in the comments, and we'll try and do it for you as best we can. So have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
All right.